What we have is more than a team. It's on the wall. We're a family. Blood, sweat, tears, we've been doing it since last season got over. Nothing comes between us. We win together, we lose together. We're a family.
And into the end zone for a Cardinal touchdown.
Tonight, we take this field together as a team. We leave as a family. It's Davison football. Let's go.
Good evening and welcome to Cardinal Stadium for tonight's matchup for the last regular season game here at Davison this 2023 season. My name's Chayton Harris. I'm joined by my co-announcer Mason Pullman-Tier. Mason, this has been a cutthroat matchup throughout every year. It's always a tough game against Lapeer. Man, what's gonna happen tonight? What's your prediction?
Man, we were talking about it the last time we were here at home. I'm fired up for this game, man. It's always a fun watch. We saw them against Carmen, Davison. Last time we seen them at Cardinal Stadium, lit it up, and that rivalry is just going to fuel their performance tonight, that's for sure.
Going to be a touchback on the first kick. And yeah, we saw last week Davison's rivalry against Grand Blanc. Man, that was such a good matchup. Being there on the sideline watching that game, it was just such a cool environment. That stadium is still super nice. But now it's Lapeer's rivalry with us here. Always the last regular season game. And they're looking to come out here and spoil our playoff chances. That's the exact hope for Lapeer right now. 5-3 coming in here. Losses to Grand Blanc and Saginaw Heritage, along with Midland. Their goal right now is to try to spoil the number one seed in the playoffs for Davison.
Yeah, this is a Lapeer team that's like the game they're coming off, the second most points they allowed this season, the first being against Grand Blanc. So they're looking to try and make a statement here.
Yeah, a statement on the first play already. A big sack by number 8, Jacob Pretty. It looked like it was a pitch option, and Sawyer just didn't want to pitch it, so he got brought down about 5 yards behind the line, Mace.
Yeah, that's a way to set the tone, that's for sure. And that's what you want to do in a game like this, where just tension all around. You're just trying to really set the tone and come out with a bang.
Davison now, same formation, trips to the right for Sawyer Glennie. He's dropping back, quick dump off to number 12, Wesley Hughes. Picks up a solid gain on that one, going to bring a third down and about medium for the Cardinals now.
Yeah, and that play, you're just trying to kind of make up for what happened on the last one. Just trying to get a small gain, set yourselves up for some success maybe on the third down conversion they're looking to go for here. And it looks like offsides is going to push the Cardinals forward there that time. That'll definitely help them out on this third down conversion after that first down. Lapeer just broke right through.
Yeah, going to be officially moved the chain. So Davison got out of that sack and just turned it into a penalty on the defense. Now going to be a fresh set of downs. We'll see what the Cards can do here. And, we got to mention it. The Cards are led by a man with a birthday today, Mason.
Birthday boy, Jake Weingartz. Happy birthday, big man. Hope you have a good game. Let's see what this play ends up in.
Yeah, they hand it off to AJ, Mr. Reliable at running back. Bounces up for about 5-6 yards on that gain. Brought down by Pretty again.
Yeah, AJ just having a monster season thus far, averaging just under 108 yards a game. Already has over 1,000 all-purpose yards in the season. If he has a really good game tonight, he could surpass 1,000 rushing yards on this regular season.
Yeah, and that's only just over 100 or just under 108 in rushing. He's still adding 30 to 40 on the passing game every single week. He's a dual threat back, and we see that a lot coming into the later stages of the game when they start to work him in. We're going to see right now when we got the fullback out there, Jalen Edwards, show and run, but they pass it again. Just slips out of Buddy Banks-Williams' hands. I mean, we saw it was a little bit wet earlier today, but the rain stopped, so not quite sure on that one.
Yeah, it's a tough drop. It's a quick pass. I mean, probably had his hands a bit too spread out that time, but if that rain does pick up, that's something to look out for tonight. Wet conditions, especially on this turf, that could really mess up how these teams flow.
Going to be another trip set for Sawyer Glennie. Buddy is on the near sideline, along with Coakley, Hughes, and Braylon Naves, all on the far side. Going to be a bunched up trips. We'll see what Glennie does here on 3rd and medium. Looking like a pass. He man in motion is Naves. Hands it off to Braylon. He sneaks in, gets around a man, bounces out, and gets the first down for the Cards.
That's a good gain. You know you got a good offense where you can hand it off to just about any skill position out there and get a first down, that's for sure. Davison's been proving that time and time again.
Yeah, a lot of these guys reminded me of Debo Samuel from last year. This man was a running back, a wide receiver. He could do anything you asked.
And you love having those all-purpose guys because it really makes life difficult for the defense. They don't know what to match them up with.
Going out here now with Micah Kemp in the lineup at receiver. He is fast. I mean, we've already seen him when he had that touchdown from A.J. Hill pass to him. But he has speed. They're also putting Jackson Clark out there as an extra blocker, the D-tackle who plays a little bit of tight end. And Edwards. Play clock is winding down. We'll see if they can get it off in time. They do. Glennie fakes the handoff again. Looks for the pass to Micah Kemp, doesn't see it, just rolls over. Looks like it might be a fumble on the play.
Yeah, they want to lose ball. You got to see if he was down before or not. A lot of extracurricular going on after the play.
Refs call it. Lapeer's ball. Wow, I mean, it was risky. He ran right up the gut. The whole D-line was still there. One of them must have stripped the ball before he hit the ground, Mace.
And that's a rare Davison turnover on the offensive side of things that you'll see. But anything can happen in this game. We've seen it time and time again. And Lapeer's just proven that. They started with a bang and came out with a bang on defense after a flag slipped them up. They made up for it beautifully there.
Yeah, as you said, very few turnovers from this Davison offense. I mean, only one pick all year. Very few fumbles. It's just not characteristic for this Davison offense. But now, I mean, this defense is what we know has consistently been so strong for years and years. You know, you got LBU back there.
Yeah, you know who's at the helm of it? Carter Harriman. Averaging 10.1 tackles a game. His two other linebackers following
Fumbled the snap, but Dosh brings him down. A quick one by Olenizik there. Tried to make up some game. He bobbled the handoff, took it himself, and Dosh just got right off the edge and just dragged him down. Looked like by the towel, Mason.
Dosh, a premier edge rusher of the SVL, leading the squad in sacks this season and just proving how much of an athlete he is. He's big, but, man, he can come at you and he can hit you.
8.5 sacks. And you can see that he comes off the edge great. There's a reason they kept him out there. We'll see what Elizanak, can do now. Good pass, quick one to number 7 for the Lightning. Eustis, the senior wide receiver out there, going to bring them up after that second down play. Going to be a third now.
And you're seeing that same option that both sides have gone for early in the pass. They roll out trips to the one side and they just go for a short pass, and it's working out for them. It's steady yards. It's a good way to start the game and build the momentum in your air game. Olenizak looking to the sideline. Now, Weingartens once would have stood on, used to coach at Lapeer before they merged.
Yeah, even used to go to Lapeer, and now a big stuff. Going to bring up 4th down. Carter Harriman was on that tackle on number 2, Brewer, the senior running back. And, yeah, I mean, Gartz has a long history with Lapeer.
Yeah, and when he came to Davison, there were questions about how he'd be received. But, I mean, second, third year, he was taking his team deep in the playoffs. So I'm sure that people have warmed up to him by now.
Oh, yeah, and, you know, it's his birthday. You gotta get Gartz a birthday win out here. We'll see what Lapeer does now. Trips to his right, drops back, looking for the early pass. Out there, fakes it. Good fake and scrambling. A big pickup on 4th down for the Lightning.
And that's why he's a future GLIAC quarterback right there. Faked out just about the entire defense there and knew he had all that space on his blind side and just took it and ran with it quite literally.
Yeah, GVSU is where he is committed to. You know, just took down number 1 ranked Ferris State. And
that was a huge game.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, that's a big rivalry, too. So it's interesting to see the team he's going to be going to next year. Took down a big opponent of theirs. Olenizik now keeping it himself again. just gets around the edge. Good quarterback play from him. He's definitely a dual threat guy, and we see him running the ball a lot.
You were talking about it earlier this game before we started. Not earlier this game, before the game. He's a good runner, that's for sure, and he's proven his mobility right now. I mean, that's 2 solid straight rushes.
Going to be second down after he evades the edge, and, you know, he evaded Warren Kane. He's a 6'5".
That's a monster you're running from.
He's a huge guy. First year here at Davison, and it's hard to evade him, but when you know you can, you know, obviously you're a good ball player. Olenezic now hands it off. Once again, stopped up quick. Brewer saw that Davison D-line just pinch in as soon as they saw that run and just stopped them after a yard to gain.
Yeah, and this Lapeer offense is really rolling right now. I mean, this is a side that's put up almost 300 points on the season, still behind Davison, but still a strong offense regardless. They've not struggled to put up 40-plus this season. Done it 5 times. Big third down here for Lapeer. Hand it off. No, keep for Olenezic, excuse me, and he doesn't get too much there. Looks like he'll be just shy, and it's going to be another big 4th down.
Yeah, you could see it was a jet sweep, kind of an option there. It was close. It faked us out. I mean, it looked like he handed it off, but he just kept it, and sadly for him, he was not able to pick up a lot on that play. Again, that linebacker crew, if they see it, they're going to get to it. And another big 4th down here for Olenezic. We'll see what he can do.
He's got twins on either side. Let's see what he does with it.
Drops back, immediately pass and short route. Easy catch and run by Aiden Hustis. Good first down for the Lightning. I mean, they're moving down the field, Mason, slow and methodical.
Yeah, and I mean, when you can trust your quarterback and your receivers to line up those quick, short passes, you're going to be rolling through that defense. And I mean, we haven't seen Davison get tested a bunch by the air this season. We know they have a great line. We know they have a great blitz. We haven't seen a bunch of their secondary up until this point. So tonight's going to be a real test for them, and they're getting tested now.
There's a big run by Olenezic into the end zone. Lapeer getting on the board first here at Cardinal Stadium.
And that's something we're not used to seeing. We're used to seeing the Cardinals lead off the scoring, but got a great hole down the middle, and Olenezic able to rush right through and walk into that maroon and gold.
You know, Mason, I've been watching a lot of Cobra Kai lately, and they got that mentality.
Yeah.
Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
PAT incoming here for the Lightning.
Taylor going to be their kicker, and he drills it. Will be a 7-0 ball game here from Cardinal Stadium. I mean, man, this is good momentum for Lapeer.
Yeah, we're going to have another look at that score in just a moment here. But, yeah, I mean, when you got a rushing quarterback like that and you got receivers, it's really going to make things hard for you as a defense when you have a mobile quarterback like that you have to try and stop.
Mobile and a good thrower. I mean, we'll see on this replay coming up that he has a good play action too. I mean, when you can run, it helps so much.
Yeah, because the defense just can't put all their chips on one thing. You're forced to spread yourself out, and that really just makes things easier for Olenezic.
Davison down 7 after getting the ball first. Not something I don't think we've ever said this season. And
at least not maybe since De La Salle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if it's anything like that, then Davison has some second half magic coming. We'll see what they can do to respond this drive. That first drive ending in a turnover. That's huge for
I mean, we've seen that all season for Davison, Mason. We see if it's a close game, the second half is where they take off. We saw it in De La Salle. We saw it in the Heritage game especially. They went into half, I think only by 3, and they came out and just lit it up.
Yeah, right now, Davison, you just got to respond. You got to respond emphatically on this drive. You got to be textbook every single snap. You can't be making mistakes here because that's just going to kill your momentum.
Number 3, Connor Brown is the place quicker for this Lightning squad. Going to kick it off to a dangerous receiving core from Davison. Micah Kemp back there to return. And, man, he's already showing off the wheels, breaking around that edge quick, and he has a hole, Mason. He's running up to the middle.
He's going all the way.
All the way, one man on his tailpipe. He walks it in.
Saying, if I haven't seen a response like that. Oh, my goodness.
Cardinal Stadium is rocking right now, Mason.
I told you they needed to respond. They responded there, and it was emphatic. To the house, off of the kickoff. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, man?
Micah Kemp, I mean, man, he's only a sophomore. He came here from Brother Rice and Grand Blanc, and I mean, I feel like I helped that out. I said he had the speed, and man, he showed it. He took off down the sidelines, one man to beat the kicker, and he just shifts all the way around. And of course, Ferguson nails the extra point, 7-7 after maybe 30 seconds saying it was 7-0.
What a turn, man. I mean, had those blocks on that far sideline, too. He had 2 guys to beat, and he was already running there, man. You knew he was going to get away from them because they didn't have that stride that he had. He just zips right past them, takes it to the house. We'll have another look at it.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay.
That is on 7.
At the 7, Mason. That is a 93-yard return. He just found his hole, had one man to beat, and you know number 30, Billy Drake, he was trying to keep up with him.
And you see
Kemp was so fast, man.
You see in that replay, too, you got block after block. It's yellow on white the entire time. That's a team tutty right there. He had the wheels, but he had his blocks, too. What a response.
Only the second special teams touchdown we've seen all year. We saw one with Buddy Banks-Williams and a punt return for just over 50 yards, and this one was a 93-yard kick return, Mason. Wow.
You knew they weren't going to let that score stay like that for long in their own house.
I mean, man, if I'm Sawyer Glenny right now, I'm not going to be too upset. I get a little bit more of a break.
Yeah,
I mean, I just get to watch the play unfold.
You wouldn't even have to go out there for the second drive. Special teams does the job for you, and that's what you love about having so many threatening returners, too, is that they can make a play at a moment's notice, and it's going to catch that defense off guard.
Huge props to Kemp there. Big return for the sophomore, and, man, he's getting more action as the year goes on. Good kickoff by Ferguson. Going to be some flags on the play, it seems.
Yeah, those flew, looks like pretty far back. Might be some early movement from the Davison special teams unit.
Yeah, possibly an offsides call incoming. We will see shortly.
Yeah, they flew that one dead before it even made it to the Lapeer returner's hands. So looks like it'll push Davison back a bit.
Ferguson going to have to kick from even farther back, but I mean, he's a good kicker. We know he can kick. Here he has a 42-yard field goal this season. I mean,
he's averaging 50+ on his kickoffs too, so he'll have no problem tucking this one in a little more.
Doesn't look like they changed the distance at all.
Wonder if it might have been offsetting penalties.
Yeah, it might have been. Or maybe the ball fell down, and in that case, you are allowed to re-kick. So we'll see as Ferguson kicks it away again, same spot. See if it's just as good as a kick, and it is.
Wow.
Man, a bomb to the end zone. Good touchback by Ferguson.
That kid's got a leg on him, man.
I mean, when you've only missed 4 extra points all season and drilled a 42-yarder as a sophomore in high school, Mason, you got to know that you have talent there.
He's got good things coming, and he's definitely got lots of attention coming too in his coming years of his football career, that's for sure.
Now the Davison defense couldn't stop Lightning last time. They're going to go out there and see if they can do it again. Better field position for them. A little bit worse for the Lightning, but...
Yeah, they got to be on storm patrol this one. They got to stop everything coming through the air because that's what bit them last time. Those short routes out to the side, they'd line up trips. You don't know who was going to. That got them a good amount of time, so that secondary's got to be on it this drive.
Olenizik now fakes the handoff, a little bit of a wide receiver run there. Good 5-yard pickup. Tackled out of bounds by Edwards, but I mean, man, Haydes has been unstoppable so far. You see, he's been their go-to guy.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, when you got mobile skills players, you got dual threat skills players, and you got a mobile quarterback, it's going to be hard to stop this offense. But Davison slowing them up that time, didn't stop the first, or didn't let them have a first down.
Olenizik now twins to either side, hands it off once again. A hard hit there. Going to be a flag after the play. We'll see what that's on.
He tossed that one right into the pile, so you wonder if a late hit might have come in.
I mean, it looked like he was still up. You can hit him if he's up just to stop the forward progress.
Waiting for the White Hats call on it.
Does look like it will go against the Cards.
Face mask.
A face mask.
He threw that pretty late, so it must have been just as they were in the mix of things.
Well,
I wonder how significant it was to the play.
After short games by the Lightning, and they get an automatic first down. Can't complain about that. Going to be on their own 42-yard line now, Mason. And Olenizik now has trips to his right side. Passes it once again. Quick one and a big first down pickup.
Like I said, they're killing them on that quick route throwing to that trip side. They're going to the near side receiver every time, but as soon as you line up a guy on him, he's got 2 other options right there, and that's going to leave them wide open on that sideline.
Yeah, Fisher only ran about a 5-7 yard curl route, and just the yards after catch was good for them.
Davison just got to figure out how they can spread their efforts in that backfield a bit more, because right now there's openings everywhere.
On first, he's breaking through again. This run game from the Lightning has been on fire, and Brewer walks his way into the end zone, Mason. Wow, this is going to be a battle.
We got a game on our hands, folks. Back and forth scoring. Took it to the house.
A good run by Brewer, over a 50-yard touchdown. I mean,
that silenced that Davison nest right up.
Martin was the only one there, but Brewer was just faster. He snuck his way all the way through. And now, once again, I mean, man, all this in the first quarter, Mason.
You know what that means? Davison's got to respond again.
14-7 ball game now here from Cardinal Stadium. The Lightning have the lead. Once again, we're going to take a look at a replay from that. But, I mean, man.
He just slipped right through. He did not need a much of a hole at all there. I mean, just right through that little gap and just marches his way into the end zone, letting them know that he beat them all.
And it's hard when you usually have such a great, just a great run defense, a great defense in general. But right now, something's up with this Davison squad.
Yeah, and it's going to be up to Glennie to try and figure out what they're going to do about this. He's going to be man of that offense.
Yeah, let's talk about Glennie a little bit, man. This guy has been on fire this season. The TD interception ratio is a little bit off. Or excuse me, that's for the whole season. Yeah, you only had 1 TD last game, but 24 all season with only 1 pick, Mason. He's over 1,600 yards right now.
Got a 140 QB rating on the season, and I mean, it's clear to see why. He's been a dog this year. First year starting on varsity, and he's proved that he's up for the task thus far.
And when you look at him, you wouldn't expect him to be a first-year starter.
He's very composed. He's very intelligent in the pocket. It took him a second to get adjusted, but he's really comfortable there with his receiver unit, with his offense as a whole.
He looks like a vet. I mean, that's all you got to say. And right now, we see that rain coming down.
It's more of a mist, honestly.
Yeah.
That might make things difficult here, especially those guys with visors. It's going to be wiping them all the time. I know with glasses I always am.
Very windy day here. There's a little bit of a squib kick. Going to hopefully let it bounce out of bounds, and it does.
Man, I wonder why they squibbed it.
I have a feeling, Mason.
Yeah.
I don't think they want number 13 to get his hands on that ball.
Yeah, they got burnt with blocks and that speed from Kemp on that last kickoff. So playing it safe that time, and not too bad of a spot for a squib.
No, I mean, that was a good squib kick. There's no doubt about it. If it wouldn't have went out of bounds, that would have been a great kick.
Yeah, I mean, you'd rather spot him a little farther upfield and avoid that special teams tutty again than really give them an option.
We'll see now as Glennie and his offense goes out there for only their second drive.
Yeah.
And they don't have any offensive points, so gonna hope to get some for the first time this game.
They got left with a sour taste in their mouth after that first drive. They fumbled and a sack at the beginning. Let's see if they can pick it up.
Pitch to Hill. Hill getting stopped quick in the backfield. Yet again, you don't see that a lot by number 13, Eli Alexander, getting back there.
Yeah, the Lapeer defense just picked up on that so quick, and they got bodies over there to stop Hill. He tried to backpedal, but he's got nowhere to go there. That's a big loss, again, to start a drive for the Cardinals.
And the last time they had a loss to start the drive, they just got shut out. It was a fumble. So we'll see if Glennie can compose himself, get that run game established, because we see that's what they're leaning on a lot. With the miss, it is a little bit harder to throw and catch the ball. We'll see now, still has Edwards in the game. Glennie on a little bit of a screen, but man, what a wobbly ball there.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in this position right now, the nerves are probably going to get you a little, but you got to be focused and you got to be on point. This defense is coming at you hard, and it's not going to slow down anytime soon, so you really just got to keep your composure, especially in the pocket.
Buddy Banks-Williams was his intended receiver on that one. Hit the ground just before he could catch it, but now we see they're going all out.
Yeah, now we're looking at a 3-and-out situation. They need yards. They need a first.
They got a 5-wide set. Nobody in the backfield for Glennie.
That line's got to be on it.
That O-line has been great all season, but man, this game already, they've been getting through quick. The Lightning are showing a heavy blitz. 7-man blitz right off the bat. They only end up blitzing one extra man, and Sawyer has pressure immediately and pulled down. Pulled down by number 46, Caden Smith.
And you saw him break right through. You knew that was going to cause Glenny trouble from the get-go, and that's exactly what it did. Huge third down play from the Lapeer defense. You got to give them credit there. They really gave Glenny trouble.
No flag on the play. It was very close. Grabbed him right up on the shoulder pads. Good, clean sack. And now they got a punt, which we don't see Davison do a whole lot.
This is leaving some Davison fans confused just because of how dominant they've been this season. This Lapeer side is really putting them to the test.
Sawyer with a low drive on the punt.
Oh my God, that hit him.
Going to be dropped at the 50-yard line. Going to say it hit a Davison Cardinal at the 45, so they're going to start there. The Lightning first down.
And that's just unlucky right there. And that's going to give Lapeer a head start. We already just saw what this offense can do from that spot, or even farther back. They walk into the end zone off a big rush. So that Lapeer, that Davison LBU's really just got to be on it on this drive because you don't know what's coming.
And Olenizik has this Davison defense in the palm of his hand right now. He's been putting on a show for his Lapeer sideline and his Lapeer crowd. And when you're crosstown rivals, you know, there's a lot of kids sure to show out. They do have a good amount here. But we'll see what they do here. They've been dominant on the rushing all game. We'll see if they continue.
It's definitely a good test heading into playoff season.
Motion once again, fakes the handoff. Looking deep, beat number 2, Brewer. Again, one rushing and one receiving into the end zone.
And that's just an absolute dot from Olenizik. I mean, just picked him out perfectly. That's a great route run, too, by Brewer. Floated it right over top, had the Cardinal in the dust. And another strong showing in quick succession from Lapeer.
Lightning now up 2 scores. Excuse me, 2 possessions. They'll try to nail the extra point. I mean, man, this game is not going Davison's way at all.
No, Lapeer's just picking them apart play after play. They're really, they're so comfortable out there. When you watch these play, they're so comfortable right now. I mean, they're on real enemy territory, and they're doing stuff like this.
I mean, we were talking about the rushing attack, but earlier we were talking about the play action. That's exactly what he did here. He just found him coming out of the backfield because he was the set running back there. Just ran straight out as number 6, Haidu, was on coverage there. Just got beat, and there's nothing you can do about it when he walks into the end zone.
Yeah, he didn't have the speed there. He didn't catch up to him quite in time. It took him a second to read that route. And once Brewer was in stride, there wasn't much stopping him there, especially when you got a dime coming in from Olenizik like that.
And, yeah, like you said, I mean, that was a great pass by Zach.
Yeah, I mean, tight spiral, floated it right over Haidu. You can't ask for much more out of your quarterback there.
Right in the breadbasket, as you'd wish. And
hit him in stride, too.
This Davison crowd is silent right now, Mason. You could hear a pin drop in the stadium. Already just not the way that anybody has thought. And it's been a quick points. We'll see if they decide to squib it again. Looks like they do, just to avoid the return. Can't quite see. Looks like number 17, Eli Jackson, I believe that is, on the return.
And this drive, this offense, most importantly, I think it just has to stay on the field for as long as you can and just help your defense out a bit, give them a rest, because you could tell they're getting burnt out just because of how tricky this Lapeer offense is. You really got to give them a break and try and keep your offense on the field, get some points on the board here. Because you're 3 drives in and your offense hasn't put any points on. It's all from the special teams. So you just got to pick up the pace here. It is the first quarter, so they're still getting set, but just got to get into that end zone at some point.
2:44 left in this first quarter, and man, a lot of action already. As another rush by AJ trying to break free, only can get 2 yards out of it.
That Lapeer blitz is just killer. It's really making life difficult for AJ and difficult for that O-line. They can't just maneuver how they want because there's white jerseys blazing past them, really making life hard.
We'll see what Glenny does here, running onto the field after getting the call from Gartz. I mean, man, this is not a way I'd want to start out my birthday night.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Got to cook it up here.
Glenny now still in that fullback set. Got Edwards out there. Fakes the handoff, slant to Buddy, and big contact, but what a grab by Buddy Banks-Williams, holding on there.
Yeah, that's a great catch. I mean, he had that man right on him, Logan Bruce, and you could tell he wanted that tackle, but Buddy Banks wanted that catch more. In heavy traffic, able to catch that one and get the Cardinals an important first down to start this drive.
First down of the night, I believe. And it comes late into this first quarter, not as you'd expect. Same stat out there. AJ in the backfield, showing a blitz again. This Lapeer defense has blitzed a lot. And Buddy Banks-Williams on the out route comes a fumble, but man, it's out of bounds.
It looked like he was trying to avoid that hit there and had another white jersey coming in and slipped and got that ball knocked out. He's lucky that landed out of bounds.
Yeah, it just went straight up in the air, and I gasped when I saw that. And I'm like, wow, not another turnover.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing how hard this Lapeer side's hitting. Ball security, especially in the wet conditions, is going to be really important. But you got these white jerseys just hitting you as hard as they can every last down.
First down, I mean, barely. After that one, good out route, though, by Buddy. Good job receiving. Glenny now does hand it off this time. AJ with a hole, and he wants one of his own, and he's going to break through. Davison on the board once again, Mason.
That's exactly what this team needed. You got to get those scores. You got to match Lapeer's intensity. That's exactly what they did there. They got to keep that up.
And I liked how that whole drive went. It was started off with a run, pass, ran it once again, and AJ just walks in there.
This Lapeer defense just forcing Davison to get tricky, and that time just able to do some classic textbook blocking for AJ, and he does the rest from there.
Davison now got to feel a little bit better getting back into this. Now only a one-possession game as Ferguson drills this one yet again. Big rush there by AJ Hill.
Absolutely. Hope to have another look at that. Here we go. Had that block up the center and that backfield empty from that Lapeer blitz, so he just shoots right through. Still some stray white jerseys there, but AJ's got wheels on him, man. You're not catching him when he's got that much green in front of him. A little bit of words after the play, too.
Hey, it's a chippy game. It is a rivalry. This will get chippy, and we've already seen grit from both sides of the ball.
Yeah, extra hard hits, staying on the player extra long, just making sure the presence is felt.
And I think the presence is felt by both teams right now.
Absolutely. 1:23 to go in the first quarter, and this looks like a halftime stat line right now, Chayton.
Yeah, 5 touchdowns in the first quarter, Mason. 3 for the Lightning, 2 for the Cardinals. I mean, you're not going to complain.
We got a ball game, man. This is one way to end the regular season, that's for sure.
Ferguson set to kick it off once again. We'll see how this Davison defense will do on this next drive. I mean, they haven't been able to do anything. I mean, to say it flat out, this defense hasn't looked like itself so far.
And it's because Lapeer is so diverse. They're scoring on them every way they can. They had one in the air. They had 2 on the ground. I mean, there's not much more you can really do at this point. You're on the field a lot as a Davison defense. You're getting tired out.
Good kick, a little bit short this time, fielded at the 10-yard line. We'll see what the Lightning returner can do, and not much, but gets it up past the touchback. Not going to complain. Looks like about the 27-yard line. And Lapeer will start.
Yeah, solid return. You want to keep Lapeer as far back as you can, though, and I think the key for Davison is stopping him early. I mean, you might have to put all your chips on black, but if you stop him early in this drive, it's going to stop a big play coming at you when they're in scoring territory.
And Brewer, he has been the man. He already has 2 touchdowns, 1 in the receiving game, 1 in the rushing game. You got to watch out for him.
Yeah, if you can give Lapeer trouble early in this drive, I see good things coming out of it for Davison.
But Lapeer has been unstoppable so far, and they will not be mad about that. Another screen pass, and he's breaking free again. Number 3, Connor Brown, the receiver.
Yeah, he really did a good amount of work there, too, to get those extra couple yards. Weaving through those yellow jerseys, finally taken down after he got an extra yard or 2. And that's what's going to make a difference in a game like this.
And you have to make a difference in this game. It's already so close. And you don't want it to be any closer if you're Davison. I mean, Lapeer's probably pretty happy right now. Could be second down. Davison pressing all the receivers. Looks like Chuck will be in coverage of one of the receivers, giving him a little bit of a cushion.
They're letting that play clock go way down. 5 seconds on it.
Davison showing a big blitz here. They do. Jalen Edwards up, almost gets him. But again, Brewer is breaking through all the way once again. Number 2 on the night for him.
And it's deja vu, man. You got to stop him early, and you got to when you put all your chips on black, you got to do it in the right spot. That time, again, they just get burnt in their own backfield. I mean, just sails right through that line, and he's gone.
It was a good blitz. Edwards got a hand on him, but by the time he was already 2 steps ahead, and you can't bring somebody down that's already going full speed ahead of you.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to catch him. He's in full stride. He's got his eyes set in the end zone. He's not even checking.
Brewer having a great game so far, and he's been lighting up the stat sheet for this Lightning team. As the extra point will be no good.
Could be huge if the Davison squad can pull things back and make this a closer game. But right now, they're down by 13.
27-14 is the score here. 19.8 seconds left in this first quarter still, Mason. First quarter, and there's already been 6 touchdowns.
We got a game on our hands.
Definitely a game. Davison has to come back just like the last drive, and they have to do what they do best. They have to light it up, and they have to get this, because honestly, Mason, this crowd is a big factor in any team's play. When you have a crowd and a fan base behind you, it helps you so much.
Yeah, it's just they keep getting bummed out when they see those big scores and when they see that Davison defense just struggling out there. And it's not completely in their control. They're just getting burnt early in the game, or in the drive, rather. And then Lapeer just goes down and has a huge play. We've seen it a couple of times now.
Brewer is the man for the Lightning so far, and obviously until Davison can stop him, he's going to continue, I'm sure. And it's just been overall great team play by Lapeer, and their O-line has been doing wonders tonight.
It's about half an hour after kickoff, and there's 6 scores on the board. We're averaging a touchdown every 5 minutes, Chayton.
And that's not something to hear or see very often at all. Another squib going up to Jackson, bounces off of him. Now his job to return. Looks like he's getting the blocks, but gets brought down by number 13. I believe that's Eli Alexander.
And that's a great chase down tackle right there. Caught him by the ankles when he was waiting for those blocks, slipped right through and got him down early.
We saw A.J. Hill on the last drive for Davison just broke through. I mean, man, let's take a look at his numbers already this season. He's so close to 1K in the rushing game. It's 863, 13 touchdowns, but man, his all-purpose yards are even better.
He's got to be a third of the way to 1K rushing yards after that. He needs about, 100 more to get that on the season. We'll see what they can do on this drive. 17
TDs all season. That makes it 18. Buddy now on the quick route again. Looks like this has been their game so far tonight, Mason. Just the quick routes by speedy receivers.
Yeah, I mean, when you got that blitz coming at you every time, that's not much. There's not much more you can really do. It's kind of shutting down your run game unless you're really going to try and open it up. And you got those quick routes outside. They're kind of matching Lapeer's play right now, and it's starting to work.
Honestly, I wonder, out of this defense, this Lightning defense, how many plays have been blitzes? It seems like almost every play. And that's just going to bring us to the end of this first quarter here at Cardinal Stadium. 27-14 is the score. And we're going to send it down to Michaela Herrick on the sideline. What do you got for us, Michaela?
Thanks, guys. For any of you watching at home, I am completely jealous because it is a cold one out here, but that's not what I'm here to talk to you guys about. Let's take a look at the points scored and points allowed. For the season right now, the Cards are 8-0, and the points scored is 361, and the points allowed is only 111. The current score is 14-27. Lapeer is winning, but the Cards are ready to get a 9-0 record on their backs. I'll send it back to the announcers.
Thanks, Michaela. I mean, man, what a first quarter here from Cardinal Stadium. Already 6 touchdowns, and it's already taken up 36 minutes from kickoff. 36 minutes for one quarter. This is looking like a 2-hour game again, Mason.
This game's going to be a long one, that's for sure. If it goes anything like that first quarter, they're going to have a lot of scoring and a lot of big plays. So you better stay tuned in because we got a show on our hands, folks. Fresh 12 on the clock. Cardinals 1st and 10 on their own 41. Let's see what happens.
Twins to both sides. Seen this set a lot tonight. Dropping back to pass immediately, pressured quick. Glennie moving, and a dart down the sideline just goes out of bounds, though. Buddy was the intended receiver, but man, Logan Bruce had him locked up.
There was a huge block there from A.J. Hill on Glennie's blind side that really gave him an extra couple seconds, but just couldn't line that pass up. The Lapeer secondary doing just as good as that Lapeer D-line. That blitz is really giving Davison trouble.
11:53, only one play down. Incomplete pass. Looking trips to his right side. Wesley Hughes, Peyton Coakley, and Braylon Naves along with Buddy Banks-Williams on the far sideline. And as always, A.J. Hill in the backfield. Lapeer for the first time not showing blitz, but they do. Screen to Wesley Hughes, and he's getting stuffed quick, man. Flags down there. We'll see what this one's on. Looks like a little bit on the O-line, I think.
And if you're going to send a pass out that way, you guys got to be blocking. Those yellow jerseys got to find a white jersey, because that's what happened. They fell apart there because Hughes didn't have any blocks. He was in no man's land out there.
And typically, these wide receivers have been great at blocking all season. I mean, man, just from Naves alone, he's let in 2 touchdowns from his blocking.
And when you're sending trips out that way, it's pretty clear where the pass is going to go. So that Lapeer defense is already on top of you. You got to give them help there. This is what this game's going to be, helping out the guy next to you. Otherwise, it's going to fall apart.
And so far, this Davison offense has been kind of falling apart. They had the good 2 drives. I mean, only one of them on the offense.
Yeah, I mean, that rocky first drive. Since then, they've put 2 scores on the board, or 1 score on the board, excuse me, so credit to them. But you just got to keep up that work.
Roughing the passer is the call, Mason. I mean, apparently they hit Glennie a little bit too late, brought him down.
And not surprised to see that in a rivalry match. I mean, you're going to be wanting to make every player on whatever side of the ball feel those hits.
And just a little bit late there on that one, but good for the Cardinals, not good for the Lightning. I mean, it gets Davison a little bit more room to work with as they're going to do twins to the either side right now. AJ still in the backfield. Lightning not showing blitz, but they do. Quick AJ Hill on the run, stuffed by 3 Lightning. Man, that was a storm on AJ.
Yeah, I mean, just didn't have space to work with. We've seen when he has that hole, he can shoot right through, but that time just a bit too narrow for him to really get any ground. That's going to make life difficult for AJ, like we've said. And you got to credit that Lapeer D-line right now. They're really just manipulating that Davison O-line, letting their linebackers shoot right through. It's really just giving Glennie a hard time, giving AJ a hard time in moving this offense.
Davison getting set once again. Twins to the right. Single receiver on the left, putting an extra lineman out there. Clark is a tight end. He can catch. Looks like he's just in the block, and he does. The Coakley, Mr. Reliable, getting another short gain, but still a gain. Can't be too mad. Could be third at about 5 or 6, Mason.
Yeah, I mean, you don't got to be flashy to get yards. That time just proving it. If you can get those quick passes out to the sides and just keep your receivers safe and just hit them when you need to, you can get downfield. And it might not be the most exciting football to watch, but if it gets you downfield, you need it.
Yeah, and so far, I mean, we see them go to Coakley a lot when they're in desperate, need to get this catch.
Mr. Reliable.
Exactly, and that's what he's been all season for the Cards. The GB transfer a few years ago. Glennie now with a rollout, going to Buddy, just short, got to get over that line, and he does. First down for Davison and dragged out.
Had it for the chain gang, man. Give him a block.
Yeah, chain gang almost did. They had to drop those and run. You see 4 guys coming at you wearing full pad. You're probably a little scared.
Yeah, like the determination from Buddy to get that first down. Big third down conversion there. And now the Cardinals in Lapeer territory. Let's see if they can cook up another score. We're still early in the second quarter. They got 10 minutes on the clock, and I'm sure they'll have the ball in their hands one more time. If they can line up a score here, have a good defensive stretch, and get another one on the board, we're going to have an evened up game.
Yeah, Davison, that's the thing they have to do. They have to get a turnover on defense and a stop, or else they won't be able to catch back up. I mean, Lapeer has it, but man, going to Mr. Reliable, and he's reliable to get into the end zone, Mason.
That's what they needed. Another score for Davison. They're really starting to heat things up here. They're matching Lapeer's pace. Lapeer came out red hot, and it took Davison a second, but they're really cooking things up in the kitchen right now, Jay, and I tell you.
And now it goes to the defense. You need to stop. Because if you cannot get this score evened up, you're going to be going down. You're already down by 1 touchdown, and Lapeer gets the ball to start the half. I mean,
and this is by no means a bad Davison defense. They've only let up a little over 100 points on the season compared to the 361 they've put up. This Lapeer defense, though, they've let in a lot more, but they're showing out right now why they're still a competitive team in the SVL.
Fergie drills it. Going to be a 21-27 ball game. Only 6 points because of the missed extra point, as you said, might come into play later this game, Mason.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going neck and neck still and it's late in the fourth, rain pouring, scene set, it's going to come down to that extra point.
9:42 left in this first half. And, man, what an offensive game this has been, Mason.
This is why I was excited, man. I told you I was excited 2 weeks ago. This is a game, man. This is a game and a half. I love it.
After that Carmen game, I mean, this Davison offense has been unstoppable until today. Lapeer seemingly has an answer, except for the last drive. I mean, we see when Davison has time in the pocket to throw, they are successful. But when they get that 7-man blitz on them, it's hard.
Absolutely. I mean, you got a crowd of white jerseys sprinting full force at you like they're trying to take your head off. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat that brute force that Lapeer's just showing on that line every single time.
Fergie now kicking from the near hash. He's got a boot. We'll see if he puts it into the end zone again. And a deep kick, going to be short, but another flag on Davison's side will probably be an offsides call.
Looking back at the last time these two teams met, it wasn't that much of a game, Shay, and it wasn't, I mean, they've already surpassed the scoring. It was 28-6, Davison won on the road there. Before that, that was that game-winning field goal. You know, that came up on my TikTok page a couple days later. I heard myself announce, and it was really weird, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But that was a game and a half to call.
Sometimes that happens, and then, you know, we had the 2 wins, the playoff game and the regular season, big wins for Davison. But in that 2019 season, the championship season, we lost in the final game. We lost by another field goal.
Yeah, they lost the SVL championship that year and then came back after a big win against Romeo on the road in pre-districts and really showed Lapeer up on a really, really cold day in Lapeer.
It was freezing cold, and I mean, that happens to you when you're out there.
I remember it. Me and I believe it was Chris Jarrett on top of the press box with a space heater next to us, freezing our butts off. We almost set a cord on fire because we were just trying to warm up. It was a fun game, though.
Back 5 yards. Now another kick to the same spot, and it's going to be a touchback from 5 yards deeper.
Yeah, I mean, can't be mad at that again. This Davison kicker, man, averaging over 50 yards a kickoff, and he's proven that consistency right now.
21-27, just under 10 minutes left in this half. Lapeer's offense going to take the field once again. We'll see if Olenizik can just go out there and keep balling.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing why he's a top D2 commit. Because keep in mind, while it is Division II, Grand Valley is one of the strongest Division II sides in the country. And they just knocked down Ferris.
If not the strongest.
Yeah.
I mean, the number
they
one
competed
team.
With a Division I Montana squad that isn't half bad. So.
And we just saw them, Olenizik take off, showing his wheels out there. Getting about a 5-yard pickup again. As Lapeer will have a second down coming up.
Yeah, Dave's just, they got to stop those big run plays. When they're going to go in all in on that blitz, you got to get him. Otherwise, he's going to shoot right through, and you're going to have no safeties back to stop him.
He's going to have twins to his left side, no receivers to his right, except for the tight end.
Card's got some more guys hanging back in case he does break through that line.
Yeah, we see the safeties are up high.
Yeah, can't blame him.
No, not at all when you see how good their run defense has been, or their offense has been. And this time they're not letting Brewer slip through at all, so he gets stopped quick.
And that's what Davison needs to do. They need to get those stops. And it's all right if you're getting big stops, but you got to have consistent stops too. You can't let them get into those situations where they're fighting for a third down and short and they get it. You got to get those stops early on in the set and make things difficult for them when they're under pressure.
And consistency is key.
Absolutely.
For both of these squads, they got to stay consistent. And now on a big third down for the Lightning, deep in their own territory, Olenezic keeps it again, and he's going to bring it up for the for the Lightning. It's a big third down conversion.
That has got to be one of the faster quarterbacks I've seen play here at Cardinal Stadium. He's got some wheels on him.
I mean, man, honestly, one of the last fast quarterbacks we saw was probably Cannon Hall.
Yeah. 8:16 after that good rush play by Olenezic. The GV commit gets the first down for Lapeer in an important spot, hovering just outside of their own, or almost outside of their own territory. Excuse me.
Trips to his left side, one receiver all by himself, far sideline. Hands it off again to Brewer, and he stopped up quick by number 10, Jalen Edwards. LBU is in full effect right now, Mason.
Yeah, and they're doing their job there. It looked like it was intended for a run from the get-go, but the coverage still there on the far side, so even if he opted to pass, not there, and Jalen Edwards stopping him up before that's even thought about. Clock running now below 8 minutes. Davison down by 6. 2nd and 11 for Lapeer. Let's see what they draw up. Bunched up on the left side, backing up. Flag flies, plays dead.
That one was quick. That's probably going to be a false start.
Yeah.
By the way, the whole Davison defense is clapping right now.
Yep.
Not something you want to have with those unforced turnovers, or the unforced errors, excuse me.
And if they can get a stop here, that really puts Lapeer in probably the most uncomfortable position they've been in this game. It's going to be 3rd and long, but you gotta keep getting those stops. You got to get 3-4 in a row if you're Davison. So 2nd and 16 now is what it'll be.
Olenezic with trips, a bunched up trips to his right.
Same formation.
You see if they do the same play, man in motion, and it is. And he stopped quick by number 15, Tyler Dosh.
Textbook edge rush there. Shot right up. No time that time. Tyler Dosh on the play.
That's just a huge, huge play for this whole defense out there now. Going to be a 3rd and a little bit over 20, I believe.
And you could see the vibe completely change in this Davison defense. They're out there. They're feeling good now. But you got to get this 3rd and long stop, because you know Lapeer can get a big play when they need to. So you can't fall asleep just yet. You got to get one more stop, and then the job's finished for this drive.
Those safeties were still pressed down, and it looks like it'll be another flag.
Wouldn't be surprised if Lapeer called a timeout, maybe try to draw up a big play, or Davison defense with a timeout.
It was the near side official, so he wouldn't have been able to tell if Lapeer was. Looks like he's talking to Weingarts right now. We'll see what the issue is, because I didn't see a flag thrown.
Yeah, they were pretty hasty to call that dead.
Hey, you guys cannot play music while they're in their formation. I know. All right, got it? I couldn't hear the whistle.
And it sounded like the music was playing still in the midst of the formation. So now we're going.
3rd and long for Lightning. And he breaks off trying to run it again, but Jackson Clark and guess
Carter
who?
Harriman. Who would have thought?
Miami of Ohio commit, stopping that before it even started. Going to bring up a big 4th down and Lapeer to punt for the first time tonight.
And that's huge for Jackson Clark to come off of that edge and spot that QB run, or come off inside and spot that QB run, slow him up a bit, and then Carter Harriman comes in and puts a cherry on top.
I mean, yeah, we're all used to seeing him out there on the edge, as he has been his whole varsity career, but moved the D tackle this year, and he's still making big plays.
Big boy making big plays. What more can you ask for?
High punt for the Lightning.
It's a bad bounce for the Lightning, too.
Good bounce for Davison, though.
Yeah.
As it stops at right about the Davison 49-yard line, as the Cardinals will have a big first down and a drive they have to score on, Mason.
I think this is easily the closest contest we've seen at Cardinal Stadium this season.
Honestly, the closest contest in the whole season. There wasn't really any close away games. I mean, Grand Blanc's first half was gritty in the first half, but I mean,
we haven't seen anything like this since De La Salle.
We haven't seen any team have the lead at half since De La Salle, Mason.
So this Davison team's used to winning. They're in a different spot right now, and that can really rattle you as a team, but they're really standing up to the challenge right now. And that offensive unit back out there. Let's see if they can get another score on the board.
Twins to both sides. Man in motion is Buddy Banks-Williams. He takes it, getting stopped quick and all the way down wrangled and tangled by number 8, Jacob Pretty.
And there's sometimes you want to fight for those extra yards, get past, and there's sometimes you just got to take the hit because that's just more and more negative you're adding on there. And that time, I feel like it was the wrong decision there just to get brought back like that. Obviously, you can't help it when you're getting a mob of white jerseys coming at you. But sometimes you just got to take that hit. It sucks.
Luckily for Davison, they got the forward progress. As they said, that whole spinning was not on Buddy, so they're going to keep it up.
Fair enough.
And another trips to Glenny's left side. Lapeer showing blitz once again, and they don't. Fake the blitz. Glenny throwing it pretty deep to Coakley. Coakley trying to get through to the first, and he does. Big first down play for Peyton Coakley and Sawyer Glenny.
Scared me for a second there. He had that ball really in a vulnerable spot. I heard Joe Jared, the PA, say, tuck it in. Get that ball tucked into your body so they can't punch it out. But he got the first down, so you can't really complain too much. But ball security is still going to be a major factor if that rain comes back.
Davison now first on Lapeer's 39-yard line. 4:55 left. This second quarter has gone by a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and Davison really trying to end this one with a score. That'd be huge to go into the locker room up.
And they also got to make sure that Lapeer doesn't score on their next drive, so I'm sure they're probably taking a little bit of time if they can. As a good little short play by Buddy Banks, getting a reception. Good, make it a second and short for the Cardinals.
This Davison offense is doing really well with just taking the good plays with the bad ones. I mean, you saw that loss from Buddy Banks-Williams, get spun back, lost 6 yards on that, and they're just getting yards after yards since that. I don't think they've gone negative since that play.
4:21 left in this half. Second down for the Cardinals. Gart's discussing with his team what they want to do, with Naves and Glenny right next to him. Looks like they took Buddy Banks-Williams out for this set, putting Jackson Clark in, along with Wesley Hughes, Peyton Coakley, and Naves all out there. Of course, Hill to his side in the backfield. Lightning showing a blitz once again. They do this time. Quick route there by Wesley Hughes and another big first down pickup.
Those short passes really coming in clutch for Davison right now. Those quick curls to the outside, just getting them consistent yards. It's exactly what they need when they're trying to take a little bit of time off the clock to make Lapeer rush, but also inch towards that end zone and get a score in.
Yeah, the clock is still winding, and I think that's part of Davison's game plan. Keep that clock rolling. Don't let a chance of Lapeer getting the ball back and scoring. But Davison's number one focus has to be the end zone.
Yeah, getting in the end zone, getting a score in, trying to even things up and get that extra point in if they get that score, which they really do need this drive.
Twins to Glenny's right side. Fakes the handoff, looking deep to Braylon Naves, and it's going to be a jump ball, and just off the helmet. Close, and great coverage by the DB on that play.
That's a big bite there from Sawyer Glenny that time. You like the confidence, but that was pretty close to being a pick. I can see you in your face right now.
It was definitely a 50-50 jump ball, and when the DB's in front of you, usually you are not the one winning that jump ball, but
I do like that he trusts his receiver that much to come out with it in that situation, and let's see what bite they take off of this drive, or in this play, excuse me.
Twins to the right again. Another passing play, rolling out quick, looking to Naves on a short route again, and he fumbles! Braylon Naves fumbles the football, and the Lightning get it back.
Like I said, you got to keep it tucked in. You got to have that ball security. That is just killing Davison right now. Started the game with it, and they're about to end the half with it.
3:05 left on this clock for the Lightning to go out there.
Tasked here. They're trying to get into that end zone. They got 3 minutes and 5 seconds to do it. So we'll see what they can cook up here. It's getting loud in Cardinal Stadium. Play clock's got 10 seconds on it. Snaps up. Stopped up in the line.
25, Chuck Armstead. I mean, man, he's been having a good season for him. The senior linebacker coming in. Good stop there, tripped up, but it looks like a Lapeer O-lineman is down on the play. We're gonna take a short break and be back very soon as this game continues. We are back. Number 73, Gage Kipp, being helped to the sideline. Glad to see he can get up, walk off the field. 2:55 left. Lapeer 2nd and 8.
I feel like I just watched the whole game right now, man. This one is tiring me out.
Unfortunate fumble there by Naves. Nothing you can do about it. Just got to hope your defense can get out there, and they do. They're stopping that run this time.
And that's huge when you got a quarterback like Olizniak trying to slip away, or Olenizak, excuse me, trying to slip away. You saw that late spin there, but they're able to wrap him up before he finishes that off and breaks into the big patch of green on the right side.
Going to be 3rd and still about 8. I mean, no pickup on that play after that linebacker crew got to him. Clock's still running. I mean, man, if Davison gets a stop, you got to hope you have enough time to go out there and score. I mean,
Absolutely.
We said it last drive. Lapeer's getting the ball.
Big stop here is what they need.
Olenizak, though, chucking it deep, and Armstead is beat. The linebacker in coverage. Brewer going down the sideline, and he's in for number 3.
And that's exactly what you didn't want to see for Davison. It's exactly how you wanted to end the half if you're Lapeer, though. Marching in off a big pass play like that, Davison needed a stop there. You knew they were going to go big for one. And again, that short pass out to the sideline, Michael Brewer hauling it in and taking it to the house.
2:02 left, 33-21 now. I mean, man, we haven't seen the Cardinals down this big of a deficit since the De La Salle game, and even last year, never really down this much. It's rare, but the Lightning punched the extra point through. 34-21. I mean, man, just look at the run. He had the secondary beat on there, and Waltz is in easily.
Throws up the piece behind him. Number 2, marching on the way in. Lapeer is not looking like a 5-3 team right now.
Not at all.
And I think a lot of people wrote them off because of that record, because of those SVL losses.
I mean, man, Davison coming into this game, we're ranked number 2 by Max Preps. Lapeer is 86. To say that people wrote them off is an understatement.
Yeah, and they're proving why they deserve a playoff spot right now.
I mean, man, we've seen people saying, they wrote me off, I never wrote back, and right now, it's a perfect case of it.
Yeah. You got to hand some respect to Lapeer for how they've come and run the show, really, this first half. Davison's sticking with them the best they can, but Lapeer is really dominant right now.
In a hostile environment, too.
Very hostile.
Yet again, these two teams have a long history with each other. It's rare to see it this lopsided. I mean, in recent years, Davison has had this matchup just on lock.
Yeah,
and
they usually have it under wraps. Just this year, really giving them trouble.
And Lapeer is 6-7 against Davison, obviously after the split. And so they're on the losing side of it, but they're trying to even it up tonight.
We'll see if they can do that.
Another squib there. Gonna let Kemp get it, though. We'll see if the speedy man can make another return. He already has a gap. We'll see. He breaks off.
Stays in.
And gets dragged down finally at about the 46, maybe the 47-yard line.
That's a good play there. Looked like Jades Lindsay snatching the ankles from under him to stop him just shy of the 50 on a very solid return from Kemp. Wasn't like the first one, but very solid nonetheless.
This is a 2-minute drill for Davison right
Absolutely.
now. They practice it every week, probably every day in practice. And right now you got to go out there and do it.
Absolutely. You're just running back through those practice routines in your head. Quick plays, get downfield as quick as you can, get set quick. Everyone's got to be on point here. You got to be playing for the guy next to you right now.
Trips to Glenny's left. AJ also to his left side. Going to be passing it a lot this drive, I'm sure, as Glenny hesitates, doesn't want to run and gets pushed out of bounds for extra. Yeah, big flag there.
Late hit, and packed in on that sideline of white jerseys are a handful of Cardinals, getting them out of that hostile territory.
I mean, man, it looked like Glenny almost slid underneath the bench.
Yeah, he was about to collide with that there, that late push. That flag, about as emphatic as you'll see, soaring just shy of the stadium lights.
That was a pretty big throw. I mean, I wonder if that guy played quarterback in high school.
He must have.
He threw it straight up into the air and let everybody know that there is something wrong with that play.
On that play, though, if you're Sawyer Glenny, you got to make a decision there because you got white jerseys on your tail and you got some receivers in front of you. You got to decide whether you're just going to haul out of bounds or try and pick out someone downfield or just throw it out of bounds so you don't got to do all the running.
Yeah, you cannot hesitate in that spot, and that's what he did. He had a gap to at least pick up 1 or 2 yards. He still stayed behind. Lapeer shed the blocks and just pushed him out. I mean, obviously a little bit too much pushing. So luckily for Davison, first down, now going to be empty set. Twins to his left, trips to his right as Lapeer blitzing again, almost untouched, nearly picked off by number 22, I believe, Talon Sumner.
And it looked like what happened is Brown Rig on the edge just kind of shed off that edge rush from Jacob Priddy, and Priddy just sprints it in. He had no trouble getting into the pocket. If you're the edge blocker for the Davison defense, or Davison offensive line, excuse me, you got to be helping your quarterback out there.
Yeah, Priddy came in with a whole head of steam. I mean, he was full-blown sprinting.
Yeah, he was
by the time
untouched.
he got there. Perfect snap timing.
It looked
by
like
him.
Brown Rig was going out to block for the passers, but Priddy just slipped right by him.
Second down here, putting AJ out. We see this a lot, and AJ's a threat when he comes out. And another big, just a big break from Davison. I mean, Glenny luckily makes the right choice there, throwing it out of bounds. They're bringing up a 3rd and long for the Cardinals.
I saw the picture a bit clearer that time. Looks like Brown Riggs just waiting for that man to come onto him, and Priddy slipping by every time. Because no matter how many guys you stack on that line, he's going in untouched.
We also want to give a shout out to Roger from Washington, D.C. I mean, we really appreciate you tuning in all the way from the capital of the states. And, man, what a game to be watching.
Absolutely. And Paul Gerke, too, getting married. That's why Randy Scott isn't here in attendance tonight for our DTV crew. He's out there supporting Paul Gerke.
Yeah, Glenny now rolling out, pressured behind. He doesn't feel it. Throws it deep, just out of his hands by Micah Kemp. So close, and man, he would have had that diving into the end zone, but couldn't quite get it.
He just lost his footing there right at the end. Lost his feet right out from under him, and now the Cardinals in a 4th and 10 situation. You don't want to turn over on downs here because you know Lapeer has the capability to go down and get a big score with 90 seconds on the clock.
And you see Davison obviously have to go for it here. You're already down by 2 scores, and Lapeer's still getting the ball to start the second half. You don't want to be down by 3 because at that point, Lapeer's just going to try to wrap the game up.
Absolutely, and it's still the first half, mind you.
4th down, Twins to his right side. AJ probably back there as a blocker, and that's what he is. Plenty of time, and Buddy, big pickup now, dragged out of bounds. That's good for him.
Yeah, I mean, you got another reliable guy over there, Buddy. That time hauling that one in. Gets out of bounds as quick as he can to stop that clock. Again, that 2-minute drill coming in there in his mind. Stops that clock at 1:26. Cardinals on the 26. Let's see what they can do with it.
2-6 and 2-6. I mean, man, when you got those already there, lucky numbers at that point, you got to hope you get in. Davison now, Twins to Glenny's left. Fakes the handoff to Hill. Looked like it was nearly tipped, but oh, wow. Coakley just dragged down, looks like by the neck.
Whistle's blowing after the fact.
Gart's calling a timeout, it seems. Yep,
They got to stop that clock.
Davison with a timeout. I mean, man, Coakley held on through that, just the dragging. So you can't be too upset. Going to be a second and medium now. And just, wow, what a game this has been, Mason.
Yeah, and it's far from over. We still got plenty of action to come for you. So during halftime, while you're watching that marching band performance, maybe make a bowl of popcorn too so you can enjoy the rest of the show here at Cardinal Stadium, because that's exactly what we got on our hands, a show.
1:18, as you said, going to be a 2nd and 6. Davison got to tune something up here, I'm sure. Coakley a little frustrated after the no call there, but he's got to get right back into the game, go back out there, do what he has to do.
Yeah, in this type of game with these type of stakes right now, a rivalry game, and they're coming into your house and you got to defend it. You can't be getting torn up over those type of calls. You just got to keep your head up and keep grinding.
I mean, man, this week is full of rivalry matches. You know, you got tomorrow the Michigan State game. And, you know, something I just found out today, which I didn't even realize before, Harbaugh hit with some Houston Astros sign stealing there. Tough break for Michigan. I'm a State fan myself, so I don't have high hopes, but maybe something will go our way.
Yeah, we'll see about it on Saturday.
Going to be a 2nd and 6 now. Coming out of this timeout, Lapeer's defense taking the field. Davison has to get in the end zone right now,
Oh, for sure. I mean,
there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, Lapeer just took it and marched right back down to where they've been going all game, a Cardinal end zone. So you really got to match that pace. They did it earlier. You got to keep doing it.
Glenny with an empty set again. Twins to his left, trips to his right. Pass protection needs to be there, and it's not a QB run. Good read by Glenny there. Holds on to the ball. Stopped at about the 11 for a big first down for Davison.
Good read, and he had the blocks that time. They stopped that big rush coming up, and they were able to really give him some space to work with. He hasn't been rushing too much this game, but when he has that space, you better expect that Glenny's going to be taking it.
Another timeout from Davison. Gart's trying to make sure that clock doesn't keep ticking. Just over a minute now, 1:09 left.
Yeah, because now you're in a spot where you could try and punch it in if you really want to. You could try and get another first, but you could try and knock this one in if you're really feeling it. But you just got to see how they're feeling coming out.
34-21.
1 yard shy of being in the red zone, so could get another first down. Or, no, excuse me. 1 yard shy of being first and goal.
Yeah, red zone's 20.
My bad.
All good. It happens. I mean, man, we're just as confused as everybody here with the scoreboard right now. 1:09. Really taking their time to call up this play.
You can't blame them. No one can make a mistake on this play because Lapeer's exposing them every time there is one.
You have to have perfection. I mean, already 2 fumbles this game from Davison's offense. One by the QB, one by receiver. It's tough. But you have to erase that from your memory. It did not happen. That's what you have to tell yourself, to go back out there.
Yeah, you got to keep moving forward.
Exactly. Right now, one receiver on both sides, along with Edwards. Looks like a run, but it won't be. Throwing off his back foot, looking for Jackson Clark, and a big man touchdown, Mason. I cannot. We didn't even mention Clark because we all figured immediately. Did he just do the green?
Yeah, he hit it with a high fly ball in the back of the end zone, and coming down with it, big man Jackson Clark.
11 yards.
Man,
wow.
We didn't even mention him. I thought he was blocking for sure. But wow.
They needed that. They really did.
Every score they needed right now. Just it was off the back foot too. You got to understand that that's hard to do. He was pressured and he felt it off the back as he was just falling backwards, chucked it up. You saw Jackson Clark make an adjustment there to haul in the touchdown. He already has one as a pick 6 this year, but now his first offensive.
Glenny's just so confident there, not only in himself, but his big man to come down with it. Look, backpedaling.
He broke across the field.
Across the body, across the field. That's a highlight if I've ever seen one.
Hits the gritty after the TD. Cannot be mad when a big man hits a gritty. It's for good reason.
Not.
103 now. Whole new ball game. 28-34. Still down by a score. Davison has got to get a stop here and then a stop after halftime. Just hope your defense can get in this game.
You really cannot afford to let a late score up. That's going to kill your momentum going into the locker room, and you do not want that in a game like this where it's going to come at the drop of a hat.
Ferguson set to kick off. He's had a boot all night. But, I mean, when you got number 2 Brewer back there to return, you got to hope he doesn't get the ball. We've seen what he's done all night.
Yeah, I mean, once he's in stride, it is so hard to stop him. No Cardinal has really been able to catch up with him when he is, no matter how high the safeties are set. So you just got to stop him early. Sets a boot.
A big one back into the end zone, touchback. 103 for Lapeer to try to get into the end zone, and 103 for Davison to make sure Lapeer doesn't.
You've spelled it out perfectly. That's the case. I mean, you got to get 3 big stops here for Davison. You can't let them get any ground on you. Otherwise, it's really just going to be difficult for you.
Wind is blowing here in Cardinal Stadium. 8:12 now is the time with 1 minute still in this first half. I mean, when you already have an hour and 15 minutes of a first half, you know it's a good game. It's tight. It's a lot of scores.
Absolutely. Giving us a show.
Olenizik now hands off the ball. No, he doesn't. He keeps it, almost gets dragged down, breaks out of it, runs out of bounds wisely.
Yeah, I mean, force him out of bounds. That's all you got to do there because he doesn't have that ground to make up. You can't let him beat those guys coming at you. So good play on both sides.
Second and gets about 2 yards on that, so it'll be 2nd and 8. 56.6 seconds left. Good running play there by the QB. And obviously you could tell he was trying to catch that Davison defense off guard with the run like they have all night. But this time they weren't budging. Man in motion once again. Hands it off to Brewer. Brewer cannot escape, gets piled on by that D-line.
That'll keep that clock running. Sure, they'll maybe call a timeout. Maybe they'll let it run.
Just going to let it run. Send them to the locker room with the lead and getting the ball back. Still have to run one more play. Gonna see what Davison can do here, Mason. I mean, if you're Weingarts, do you call a timeout when you get the 4th down?
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to. Assuming there's still, time left on this clock. It won't be a lot, but, man, still time for an end zone shot.
Absolutely.
3rd down, only an 8-second difference in the clock.
He's only got twins out to the right, one receiver on the left side.
Calls a timeout just to milk it down as far as they possibly can. 8.4 left. 3rd and 4 for the Lightning with a 1-possession lead.
We got a game. The second half's going to be crucial. It's going to be about how each side opens it up. If your Davison defense can get a stop on that first opening drive of the second half, they're going to be in a good spot. You're going to have momentum rolling on that sideline. But each side just really has to come in and do their jobs in the second half.
Doing your job is all you can think about when you're out there. You have to play as a family and as a team. Everybody does their job. Your job's going to be a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you understand it. You have to. And right now, as this Davison defense loves to say, you got to go out there and play blue-collar ball.
Absolutely.
Man in motion once again. Hands it off. No, he doesn't. He keeps it, and he's got a hole trying to get him out, pushes him out of bounds. But, man, a big pickup there. Could be the 40-yard line of the Lightning.
Got a first down. Could just take a shot.
Mason, if you're Lightning, if you're their head coach, are you thinking about an end zone shot here?
I mean, I am just because that's how I am, but.
All or nothing, huh?
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see what they do.
Yeah, we'll see what head coach Mike Smith pulls out of his bag. Still looks like a running set. Could be Twins, 2 Oleniziks left. Safety's not pressed as much. They got to get back there. Rushes it to Brewer just to kill the clock. And they have to stop him here, Mason. Have to, and they do. avoiding him getting into the end zone. 28-34, 8-point game here at halftime, Mason.
Yeah, that hustle to snatch him at the last second, huge there from the Davison defense to stop him up as we head to the sideline for Michaela Herrick, and it looks like some company.
I'm here with students from the Nest. Guys, let me hear your favorite chant right here, right now. Cardinals! 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 Woo! That's all I got. I'll send it back.
That way it's so cold, be like 50 degrees, we have the top down, the heat on high, put the windows up.
and gentlemen, your Davison Cardinal marching band.
We are back here at Cardinal Stadium after that halftime. 34-28 is the score. Lapeer will receive this opening second half kickoff. And man, what a night it has been. This game has gone different from what most people predicted.
Yeah, and there's still more to come of it. Like you said, what a game we've had so far. Ferguson to boot, another touchback.
I mean, we were talking about it before the game, and we've seen that in the close games, Davison is always a second half team.
Yeah.
And right now they have to be.
They really
There's no
do.
doubt about it. Lapeer gets the ball to start. If they go up by 2 scores and they can't seem to shake it, it's going to be hard for them to anywhere get near to win this game.
Yeah, this half, it's just about hanging with Lapeer and then just pouncing when they make a mistake. You really just got to be sharp being Davison. And we're seeing some precipitation still coming down here at Cardinal Stadium, so expect that to affect some play. Maybe a slippery football here and there.
Yeah, 100%. It was slight in the first half, but now it's coming down.
Yeah.
So we'll see how much passing and how much running there will be this second half as Olenizik now hands it off. Gets about 4 on the game, looks like, and we'll start the clock.
And for Davison, you can't be mad considering how Lapeer started their first drive in the first half. Can't be mad at stopping them up early there.
11:41 clock rolling. 2nd and 6 for the Lightning. It's going to be an interesting drive. I mean, Davison has to come out here and do what they haven't for the majority of the game.
Yeah.
They have to get a good defensive stop as Olenizik now has Twins to his right, looking for the throw, and he gets it. Good pass and a good first down. It's number 7, Aiden Hustis.
I don't know the last time I've seen him throw a bad pass. That's one thing that's really set Lapeer apart in this is just the on-point passing from the pocket, from Olenizik's right arm. I mean, he's not trying to do too much with the football. He's making simple, great passes, tight spirals every single time. You can't be mad at that if you're Olenizik.
There will be a flag on the play, and it will go against the Lightning, so that's very unlucky for them.
That's something Olenizik can be mad at.
Yeah, I would be a little upset. I'm not going to lie to you. And 11-18 now, and they just got to redo that second down from even further. It'll be a 2nd and 11 now.
If Davison could just shut them out on one drive and get a score the next one, that changes the whole pace of this game because it's going to be back and forth. And with that extra point being missed at the start, it's going to give Davison a leg up going into crunch time.
Man in motion once again. Hands the ball off. Brewer now.
Fumbled.
And yeah, it is. I couldn't even see that, Mason.
Davison comes out with it. They needed that. They got it.
What a good eye, man. I mean, that's crazy.
He hit the dog pile, popped right out. Davison, what is that, second play of the drive?
Second.
That's exactly how they needed to start this, man.
That's crazy. I couldn't even see it, Mason. You have the better angle a little bit. But, man, that's the turnover that they needed.
Absolutely. Now they're in a great scoring position. They got Lapeer pinned back way in their own territory. First down, 10 to go on the Lapeer 19. Let's see what Davis can make of it with an early, great opportunity.
Glennie cannot be mad taking the field after that. I mean, a great defensive stop. Now Glennie has to go put him on the scoreboard. Looking like trips to his left, and he's launching it deep again. A wide open Buddy Banks-Williams into the end zone. Davison is back in this game.
Come on, man. Look at that. You can't say much more. That's exactly what they needed to do. Second half team is coming in now. And they weren't even bad in the first half. They're just showing how good they are after the locker room break.
There will be a flag on the field. We might have called that too early, and we did. Rough break for Davison right now. After the flag, not. You can't have that happen on that play.
No, that's the moneymaker.
That wipes out a touchdown because of a holding call. That's just, I mean, man, they still have a first down. We have 1st and 20, but it wipes out the touchdown, which is, it hurts.
That's going to kill you. I mean, that's the money shot.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's supposed to set you up. And now you got to go and do it again with 10 more yards to gain. Now on Lapeer's 29. Set with a task 10 yards bigger.
Going to be Twins to his right side. Edwards in there at fullback, and Hill right beside him as always. Faking it. Coakley now inside slant, trying to dig through. Another flag on the play, man.
Yeah, I can't see where that one got spotted. It looked like it was around the tackle.
I think it'll be on Davison again. The ref pointed that way. And it will.
Looks to be a flag on the field.
And this Davison student section is not happy.
Execution really killing Davison right now on those little things. Might have been an illegal formation too.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Could be now a 1st and 25, I believe. Yeah, 1st and 25.
Back them up 5. Ball on the 34.
So they're really just shooting themselves in the foot right now. We've gone from touchdown to give them their first lead of the game to 2 straight flags, back them up 1st and 25 now, or 24 rather.
Not something you want and not something you can have happen right now. 1st and 25 as Glenny just doesn't like it, sees something he doesn't like, or just confused, so they're going to call a timeout. 10-10 in this 3rd quarter. Still an 8-point game, so if you score the touchdown, you got to go for 2.
Yeah,
tie it back up.
They had that jar momentum filled way up after that fumble, and now they're just putting cracks in it. It's just they're losing gas right now. I mean, 2 flags, calling a timeout because you got to change things up. Burning a timeout this early in the 2nd half, it's just not quite going Davison's way right now after what was supposed to be a huge momentum changer.
And it was for the moment. I mean, you saw them get the quote-unquote touchdown, but then called back these offensive line issues. And it looked like that also last one might have also been an offensive line issue.
They just got to pick it up. They got to pick up where they left off.
Davison now going back out there. Twins to both sides. Hill in the backfield. Gunny's going to be looking for, I'm sure, a deep ball here. Try to pick up some ground. Kemp in motion. Another big jump.
He's looking at Kemp. He hits Kemp. Drop.
Just too low. That's a tough break. 2nd down and 24.
Pass just a little low. Couldn't quite get his hands set, so had to go for kind of just trying to drop it in the basket, and slips right through his arms on that near sideline. Just not what you want to see. Really changing the tides right now when we thought we had a Davison lead on our hands. Now we're in a 2nd and long situation.
Yeah, there is no Davison lead, and Davison has hit that through their head. They aren't in the lead right now. They are down in this game, and they have to play accordingly. And it's going to be 2nd, still same distance, 24. Similar set, just 1 receiver out to the right and either side. Play action to A.J. Hill, looking for a kind of deep ball, but man, the drops are killing this team, Mason.
Again and again right now, they're shooting themselves in the foot. They got to clean it up quick. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves in a worse spot than they are. 3rd and long. They got to get to the 10-yard line before they have a 1st down.
When you're at this distance, Mason, do you trust your kicker here if you make it to a 4th down? I mean, it'd be close to a 50-yarder.
He's gone from 42, and that was fairly easy for him, so I don't have a problem with that if I'm Weingart's on the sideline, and you just need to try and jumpstart this offense any way you can.
The rain and the wind is going to be an issue with that.
That is true.
We're going to see an empty set here from Glenny. A receiver is lining up off sides. A little bit of confusion there. Snapping it. Looking deep, and he throws one to Braylon Naves, and he's in! This time, it's actually true.
They did it again!
Back again. Braylon Naves makes up for that fumble earlier this game, and the Cardinals are back into this game for real this time, Mason.
Huge. Way to clean up after that. Just event after event, just really pushing them back and killing the spirits. It's right back up now. Tie ball game. And I don't see a flag out there, Chayton.
No flag this time. Fergie set to kick it away. And easily through. 1-point lead now. First one of the game. And just, wow. Talk about Sawyer Glenny and his arm strength. Good blocking by that offensive line, first of all. I mean, man, just take a look. Drops back about an 8-yard drop and just launches it.
Look at how calm he was, too. Just nice little release. Knows that Braylon's going to catch that. They had a couple drops. Glenny still has nothing but confidence in his receiving core, and he hits him that time, and Braylon hauls one in.
Wow, just what a different game now. Davison has momentum, and this is the comeback that they needed, because this is a comeback right now, Mason. I mean, it's been a hard-fought battle for them.
I was talking about how they needed to start this half, and they've done exactly that. They got a turnover on the second play of the drive for Lapeer, and even after those little mistakes that were really adding up on their first offensive stretch, they came up. They came up with a score.
I mean, you have to. You had the pressure, and now you got to finish, and they did just that. Ferguson now going to kick it off after that made extra point attempt. Chuck Armstrong leading that special teams unit out there. Ferguson, an absolute boot. Going to be close, and it is a touchback. 9:55, 35-34 now, Mason. I mean, Lapeer, what are you doing if you're Lapeer? You just let up a touchdown after a fumble. I mean, man.
I think you run back what you were doing in the first half. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They went down and they scored 6 touchdowns in the first half. And how many of those came in the first quarter? 4? So, I mean, it ain't broke, don't fix it. Those short routes, lining up trips, hitting any of those guys, they're going to haul it in, especially Brewer. He might even take it to the house depending on where he is and what blocks he's got.
I mean, if you're the coach, if you're Smith out there, are you scared to put it in Brewer's hands again? He fumbled the last time he had it. It's got to be a thought, but you can't let that get to you, can you?
No, and if I'm Davison defense, I'm lining my best guy up on Brewer every time, because you got to lock him up at some point. He's tearing up this defense.
Olenizik now back there, same set we saw before.
They're loading up that left side.
This was the same play, I believe a fumble was forced on. Now getting about a 4-yard, 3-yard gain on it.
That shows the confidence that Lapeer has in their offense. I mean, it's clear to see why. They've been scoring left and right. To run that play that they had a turnover on their first of the game, but not afraid to try it again and got 4 yards out of it, so a solid play there. Clock winding down now, just past 9.5 to go in the third. And still a light mist coming down over Cardinal Stadium.
Yeah, that wind is what's killing everybody, man. It's windy out there and it's howling. But Olenizik has to go out there and compete as he does now on a big rush. Not able to get through. Going to be close to a first down. Don't think he has it.
Davison's doing much better at stopping that run game up the middle, though, this time around. They're really clogging up the space. He did get fairly close. That's got to be third and short. Very short.
Looks
the chains are moving.
They're going to call it a first.
But you like to see that as opposed to a long touchdown run. I mean, first half, that might have been a tutty, but Davison doing much better at, like I said, clogging up that space in the middle, not letting them have the wiggle room.
Clogging it up is actually what you got to do. You just got to pinch that D-line.
Yeah, you got to close off his hole.
Yeah, and you got to hope that your D-ends can contain enough to make sure there's no edge. And as this game, it has been pretty telltale. But a good little short pass, number 3, Brown, on that play. I mean, we've seen Olenizik on the money all game. He's a good passer, and he's been showing that right in the breadbasket over and over again.
He's mobile, too. So it's honestly, it's just pick your poison with Olenizik today. Are you going to let him run? Are you going to try and stop him, or are you going to try and stop him in the air?
I mean, either way, with other way is going to hurt you. So you have to find a balance of that. You cannot overcommit or keep a QB spy on him every play, but you can't just let him, just let him pass it through the air, because he'll slice him up. Is a good read there, but he makes the wrong one. Good read option, can't connect exactly how you wanted to. Looks like number 51. J.D. Lockhart was there.
Yeah, he's fired up about that, no doubt. Getting these stops that they've needed so desperately this game. Now they're finally starting to come up with them. Third down situation, still in their own half, 5 to gain. They haven't had trouble with getting them so far, but this drive looking a bit slower pace for Lapeer. But they might take a long shot, too. You never know with them right now.
Third down, trips to his left. We pretty much know where the ball's going to go.
We've seen that before.
We've seen it every single play almost. The DB cannot get burnt deep here, because that's what they're looking. But a fumble on the snap, and he goes down. Good for the Davison D, and gonna get right back out there after this punt by Lapeer.
Gotta say, some good fortune for Davison, no doubt. And that 4th and long, surely Lapeer gonna punt that one away. They got the stops they needed, and it looks like the rain did the rest there.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna complain when you're Davison now. You might have had a fumble earlier because of the rain or just because of slippery conditions, but when they do it just back and punt you back the ball when you already have the lead, not going to be too upset about that.
Yeah, and I mean, good from Olenizik just to fall on top of it, not try and make a play out of it. Just take it as it is. Still a very close game.
Good low punt there, spinning. Going to be a
Great
good
bounce.
one. Buddy determining whether to take it, and he does. Going to be out at right about the 42, 41-yard line.
Yeah, about where the first bounce was. So you take what you can get there.
No, 100%, because if you're just going to let that go, it's going to be 20-yard line maybe. It was a good roll.
Yeah.
But good decision-making there by Williams. Getting it up, good to mark it. About the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and it's
6:56 left.
Wasn't trying to run through the whole team there either. Just take it out. You got a lot of Lapeer Lightning guys in front of you. Just take it out, get the yards you can, and then let your offense try and cook something up as they take the field now.
Going out there once again.
Scored their last drive after a couple mishaps. Can they do it again, Chayton?
B. Naves, the man that found the end zone. Man, I'm sure he's feeling good. A little bit of a shift there by Davison's D-line, but handed the rock to A.J. once again. Tackled quick by number 28, it appears. Jace Lindsay, the DB, coming all the way down to stop that run. 2nd and 7 now for Cardinals.
And that running up the guts has been real hit or miss for Davison. You either get a big gain or you're getting next to nothing. They got 3 yards out of that, so can't be too mad at that. But you just got to open up that hole. Lapeer's doing really well at sealing it off with those linebackers coming in.
6:20 and counting. Davison, same formation, twins to the left, single receiver out right, and a fullback. Going to keep it on the ground as A.J., as we said, either big play or a stop, and that's a pretty big play for Davison.
First down, can't be mad at that either. Just chipping away at that Lapeer blitz and broke right through there on a good run. Under 6 to go now. Davison still in their own territory, or no, excuse me, still in Lapeer territory now.
Yeah, now in Lapeer territory, we should say. As that gain, going to be a 1st and 10. 5:42. Clock's running. Lapeer D-line shifting. A.J. trying to find a hole. Breaks maybe 2 yards on the gain. Edwards tried to block for him, but when you got 3 guys already there, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to respect him for trying to stick with it, trust his lineman there, but just not too much to get out of that one for A.J. 2 yards, so can't be mad at a pair.
Not at all. I mean, if you're on a 1st down, you're still getting yards. You're not getting stopped. You will not complain about that. I mean, any time, especially when you already have the lead. You're already in the right about the midfield positions, so you're not going to be upset about it. As the clock still rolling. I mean, maybe Davison's keeping it on the ground for a purpose. Twins to the left, though. Winding on the play clock. Give it to A.J. again, and he breaks outside. Breaks by a tackler. Ooh, a hard hit on that one. Came in by number 8. Jacob Pretty's been all over the field for the Lightning.
Absolutely, and I'm surprised A.J. didn't keep taking that sideline. You know he loves to take that bend and really accelerate along that sideline. That time opts to try and shoot up the middle where there might be a little bit less white jerseys, but still ran into them regardless. Solid game.
Solid is all you can say.
6 to gain for a first here now.
On 3rd down. Going to see what formation they come out in. Twins to the right. Edwards staying in there at fullback. They figured out they needed extra protection. And Edwards has been doing that, except for when he went to flat. But Coakley out there, Mr. Reliable, trying to get the yards, and he gets a couple extra. I mean, man, the determination behind him.
Yeah, and that time, makes sure to wrap it up tight to his chest. It's a wet ball, and he's got it secured to those pads. It's exactly what you need when you got Lapeer players coming in after you. Got a 1st down. Mr. Reliable does it again. Got him a pretty big gain, too, up at the 31 now.
Yeah, big gain.
A 1st and some change.
It wasn't even like a super deep ball.
No, just those simple plays, those simple passes. That's really been the key for Davison gaining momentum here.
Twins to his left now on the open side of the field. A.J. back there, man in motion is Coakley. Fakes the handoff. Glenny's looking to run. Gets about a yard on it.
Looks like it was designed for Glenny to keep it there. Could have been worse. Got something out of it, it looks like. So, or maybe just evened out.
Honestly, that jet sweep with Coakley, it didn't look like he had many people to that right side. Yeah. It could have caused for a bigger pickup, but when you're the QB, it's do I take it or do I give it off? And you got to make that decision quick, or else it's going to be even worse.
The split-second decision, it could either cause a turnover, it could cause a big gain. I mean, not a bad decision he made there. They had the ball still. They got a yard out of it. 2nd and 9.
Glennie again, same formation. Play action this time. Buddy on the inside slant. He breaks free, and he's to the house, Mason. In once again. Davison back on the board, extending their lead even more. He's hyped up.
They're doing what they needed to do, Chayton. They're doing what they need to do. They're chipping away. That's another tutty. That's making life that much more difficult for Lapeer because now they're down by 8 if this extra point is good.
And with Ferguson, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be good. But just, wow, the inside slant, he's quick. The DB just got lost, and he took off. He shed the linebacker in open field, and that's hard to do.
Yeah, but he just had so much speed on him. Linebacker couldn't get a handle on him, and Buddy's just cooking, man. He's not going to stop until that's done.
Cooking is probably the only word right now. Almost blocked by Lapeer, but he drills it, Mason. 8-point game here from Cardinal Stadium. Davison with the 42-34 lead. 2:34 left in this game.
It's been a classic. I think we could say for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when you're Lapeer, you're a 5-3 team. You're just trying to still make the playoffs. Because after a loss here tonight, you're going to be 5-4. Still going to be close. You'll probably get the highest seeded, in the region. But when you come in here and you put up a fight and you show Davison that you're here,
yeah,
you know what you're doing.
Well, they came and they made it their house in that first half. I don't think there's any debating that. They really came out quick. And Davison sticking their feet in the dirt, finding some traction now. Ryder Ferguson to boot.
And the boot is all he's got.
2 minutes and some change left in the third quarter.
Davison has already used one timeout this half. That could come into play later.
Yeah, they had to burn it early because just miscue after miscue on the offense.
Gart's still on the field trying to get him off. I mean, it's his birthday. Let him do what he wants.
Yeah, birthday boy's trying to get the play right.
And I'm sure this birthday boy is having a little bit of a
stressful one.
Yeah, stressful, but I'm sure he's getting a little happier as the night goes on.
Yeah.
Fergie kicks it, low kick and a bounce into the hands. Number 17, Alexander, trying to make a return out of it. He's getting a big one. One man to beat.
And you got to get him down now. You can't let him get any more gain. Get him out of bounds. That's what they do.
Cortez Porter's the man to shove him out, but man, what a big play. There is a flag on the play. We will see what that goes on. Right about the...
Just in front of the 50, it looks like. So we'll see if it sends him back.
It looks like the white hat threw it from behind, so maybe he saw an illegal block. We'll find out. But still, nonetheless, a great return.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Davison, you had that time from that bounce. You got to get there quicker, and you got to hit him. That's as simple as it gets. You got to hit that guy.
Going to be a first down for Lapeer no matter what. We will see where they start. .224. Everybody just awaiting the ref's decision here.
Looks like he's come to one.
Looks like he has a call ready, but
it's going to go against Davison, so it's going to actually move them up. So made a great return, even better for Lapeer.
Not good if you're the Cardinals here. Yes, you can allow a touchdown. You do have the lead, but I'm sure you aren't comfortable here. I mean, you know Lapeer can score at will.
Well, because what happens is now your offense has pressure on them again to go back and score. So we'll see how each side fares here. Only 25 to get into the end zone for Lapeer. Let's see what happens. Olenizik has a man in motion, keeps it himself, and going to get stopped up way early there. Huge start to this drive for Davison.
Jalen Edwards, know his name. Second most tackles on the team, and man, what a force in the backfield there.
Absolutely. Averaging 9.4 a game. That's half a tackle shy of Carter Harriman. Look at how much we talk about him. LBU as a whole averaging almost 30 tackles a game.
Which is great when that's your 3 linebackers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you want. You want each guy to average, pretty close to that 10 number, and they're all just studs out there. I mean, it's that simple. Trips to his left, man in motion behind. Might pitch it. He doesn't. Looking deep. Man wide open, and he brings it down. Number 3, Connor Brown into the end zone for the Lightning.
And when Olenizik has that much time, he is going to make you pay. He did just that. Dot to Brown. Brown with the hands. That's all you can say about that one. I mean, gave him all the time in the world to get that one off. Respect to the O-line there for Lapeer to give him that time in the pocket. He had no stress whatsoever and just got that one away. Now Lapeer down 2. Let's see what they make of it.
Looks like they're going to go for 2. I mean, they need this, Mason, because if Davison scores and they get the extra points, it could be a 9-point game, which is 2 possessions at that point. So you have to make this, and you have to tie this game up. Going to be a QB run. Nope, he throws it, and just good coverage by number 14. You know who that is, Mason?
Who is it?
Let me tell you. That is Gregory Lawson III. And you know why his name sounds familiar? A D1 basketball recruit here at Davison.
Shut off the hops there, got up. And we do have a downed Lightning athlete, so we will step away for just a moment.
Quick official timeout off the field quickly. Davison stops the 2-point conversion, 42-40 now. 2-point lead, and if they score, it's a 2-possession game, and if you're Lapeer, you can't let that happen.
They had to take that shot, though. I mean, you had to try and even it up. You don't want to be trailing by 1, that one little nagging point the entire game. And they had to go for it. They didn't get it. Davison really came up when they needed to there. They've been coming up when they need to this whole half. And if they can keep it going on this next offensive drive, they got good things coming for them in the 4th.
Up by 2. Gonna see if he continues to squib it like he has all night, which most likely he will. Because obviously you don't want that to get in the hands of Kemp. Yep, another low kick. Straight to Jackson. Just got to get on it there. Late hit.
That was a hard hit, too. I don't see a flag.
That's close. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he was already giving himself up. He was on the ball. He just
You just
got
to touch him down at that point. But that looked like I had a little extra behind it. No flag. Not going to make any more perspective statements there. Ran 2 seconds off the clock. Or maybe a bit more. 1:29.
Davison still gets the ball. On about the 34-yard line, excuse me, 33-yard line. Davison will go out there, do their magic. Gonna be twins to both sides right now, putting Kemp back in the game.
Just 1 for 400, 1 for 400. You can't draw. I can't draw. I play.
AJ going up.
Had the hole he needed there. Still a lot of traffic that he had to maneuver, but did so well. And really importantly, kept that ball secure in that traffic. No fumble there, and a solid gain right out of the gates.
Yeah, 8-yard gain. Can't be mad about that, I mean, at all. So when you're AJ Hill, you're getting decent gaps, and you're making the most out of it.
Absolutely, and that's what he's going to give you every time. He's going to do the best he can with the football in his hands, no matter where he ends up with it, and he did so there.
Trips to his right. decides to hand it off to AJ. Stuff quick, but a flag all the way in the back.
Yeah. Thrown from the white hat, yeah, behind the play.
Behind the center.
Yeah, sent it towards the pile.
Looked like.
So you got to imagine it was somewhere in there.
Yeah, number 8, Jacob.
It's going to be on the offense, yeah. Looked like he set a hold. I couldn't quite see. He was quick about what the call was. Oh, yep, there it is. On the offense, and that'll push him back after what was a series of good gains from A.J. Hill.
44 seconds ticking down. Davison has to go one more play to take it into the fourth. Second and about 12 now.
Yeah, instead of that second and short option they had. So faced with a rather big gain to make up. Twins on either side.
Glenny rolling out, as he does very frequently. Pressure on his back, throwing it deep to Naves again, and he comes down with it. There is a flag on the play.
Naves broke through.
He's going into the end zone. Still is a flag. I think it's DPI, though. So that touchdown might stand. Going to see what the ref calls here.
There was a lot of hands in the mix there. Couldn't tell if it was mutual or not. But nonetheless, a great play by Naves. Glenny with plenty of linemen trailing behind him. Got a deep ball off right in the bread basket there for Naves.
Looked like he was sure to go down, but he just broke through that secondary, and they're going to call it a good touchdown. Davison back out there.
Yep, and it was on the defense.
Exactly. DPI, and man.
About gave the stadium a heart attack after that one.
Braylon Naves, fumble in the first half, 2 second-half touchdowns. He surely made up for it, Mason. Gart's talked to him. He's like, hey, cannot do that. And he goes out there and he does the exact opposite.
Yeah.
He gets scores instead of losing them.
This extra point will make it a 2-possession game now.
And it does. Fergie's kick is good. 49-40, Mason. Wow, what a turn of events.
Absolutely huge. But now you know what's going to happen. After we have a look at this replay, we can elaborate on that a little more. But, yeah, just stepping up, nothing but confidence, drops it right into Naves. And Naves to break through those two Lapeer Lightning on him. What an athlete. What an athlete. And it's Braylon that's been having a great game here in the second half.
For $400, a blue ticket.
9.3 left in this third quarter.
7-4. A blue ticket 468374. Ferguson the kick for your Cardinals. As a reminder, please do not throw your tickets away until we've announced tonight's winner.
9.3 to go in the third quarter. We still got a whole fourth quarter of this action, Chayton.
Looks like they're going to move it up.
Yeah.
Forgot about that penalty going to be assessed on the kickoff.
So it makes a routine touchback attempt here for Ferguson even easier. Honestly, going to make it harder because he's going to have to dial in a little bit to get a touchback. Could just send a powerful squib up the way, too, if you wanted to.
Yeah, honestly, I think I just sky kick it here. You would just want to pin them as deep as possible. And you know, with 50 yards to go, I think your defense is going to, or your special teams unit is going to get there pretty quick.
I mean, how many of those guys are track athletes, too?
Good portion.
Yeah, so they're going to waste no time getting upfield.
Maybe not track, but at least dual sports. And, man, their dual sports are going great.
They're athletes, that's for sure. Still waiting for everything to be good to go, and now we are.
49-40. Let's see what Fergie does here on this 50-yard kick. Excuse me, 45-yard kick. And he just sends it through. He wants a field goal.
Oh, my goodness.
And he gets it. I mean, Fergie gets what he wanted. That's a 50-yard field goal.
He's a sophomore, right?
He's a sophomore. I mean, you know, it may have not been any different, but man, what a good, just what a energizing moment. It may not have counted for anything, but it gets everybody happy, and I'm sure it made him happy too.
Well, yeah, they know the foot that this guy's got on. They were just waiting to see if it would go through, and it did.
I don't mind if I keep it right. First down, Lapeer.
So 9.3 in this quarter to play. Lapeer backed up on their own 20 after the touchback.
You have a good night.
Man in motion once again.
Not going to look for him.
Man, breaking through. I mean, Brewer kind of got through that first level, but those linebackers stopped him.
Yeah, and it looked like Chuck on that. Way to wrap his hands around the bottom portion of the legs and just take his feet out from under him. That's the best way to get him off the ground.
That play ends our third quarter here at Cardinal Stadium. This will be the last quarter of regular season play here in Davison. I mean, for now, let's send it down to Michaela Herrick on the sideline.
Welcome back. So after this game, it'll be the Cards playoff season. Let's take a look at their playoff points. For D1 teams, Davison is currently in third with 79.25 points. Rockford's in first, Northville's in second, Lake Orion is in fourth, and Saline is in fifth. But for our local teams, which consists of Clarkston, Lapeer, and Grand Blanc, we are first. And Clarkston and Grand Blanc are tied for second. That's all I got. I'll send it back to the announcers.
Thank you, Michaela, for taking a look into the state playoff points. Davison ranked third, as I'm sure she told you. But I mean, coming into this game with Lapeer, it's going to be a big boost and a big SVL win. I mean, if they get to win tonight, that's an SVL title completely in their hands. Going to be a second down for Olenezik and his Lightning squad. Trips to the left, hands it off instead. Brewer trying to break through, but man, Chuck Armstead again. You know what I love about the LBU, Mason?
What's that?
All the collars they got on. Every single player, every single player has it, and it just makes them look so sick.
It makes them look that much more intimidating, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh yeah, I'd be scared too. Davison, third down, Lapeer on the rush. Olenezik and gets it. Tackled short after the first, but a good third down pickup for him.
Yeah, and a lot of yellow jerseys ended up on top of him after that, but he sprung right back up. 11:25 is where it'll stop after that solid run for first from Olenezik. So they're on their own 36 still. And another series of stops would be huge here for the Cards, but Lapeer is more than ready to not let that happen.
Trips to his right this time. I mean, usually when you see trips, it's going to be a pass, but they're running it pretty effectively just like that with Brewer. But man, he stopped up quick.
Yep, the Cardinals really just sealing it up down the middle, doing so much better at that. You can see the improvement like night and day from the first and second half.
Number 5-1, J.D. Lockhart again in there. He's going to get in here recently.
Yep, big man up front, stopping things up. Let's see if they have another go.
And another big run taken down. Secondary man comes up, Trey Haidu. But just, man.
Will Fisher did really well there to stay on his feet, got spun around, and kept moving upfield. Gets them a good first down after that. So that sends the clock running now.
Which, if you're Lapeer, you probably don't want too much of.
Yeah, because you're losing you're losing daylight right now. I mean, that's all you got left to try and get this game back.
But man, a little bit of misdirection there.
Fisher still with it.
And Warren Kane. Fisher had it, but Kane is hyped up.
And just after that big game from Fisher, the Cardinals let him know that he's not going to get that again as long as they're on the case. We haven't seen too much of Fisher this game, and now that they are seeing him, they're shutting him down.
Another guy we haven't seen too much of is number 2, Warren Kane. I mean, he's been kind of quiet all season, but, you know, it's not a bad thing when you don't see stuff to his side. That's how you know he's at least doing his job on the inside of the line. And just, wow, number 2 easily got back there to force the second down.
Yeah, second and a bit longer now, 14 to gain.
Here we go again. Here we go, number 2.
See what happens. Owen Ezek trying to rush it. Kane, back-to-back plays, Mason. That's called a 2 TFLs, baby.
Huge, absolutely huge for the Cardinals. They're really coming up when they need to defensively. We saw them having some trouble earlier this game defensively. They were just getting tired out, and Lapeer was just taking advantage. But now they're out there. They're strong as ever, Jayton.
I don't know what got into them. I mean, probably. I think I'm going to be honest. I think Sawyer went in the locker room and said, "Coach is right. If we want to win, it's on us." And they took that to heart, man.
Something reminiscent of that, that's for sure. It's getting loud here.
Rolling out quick. He's pressured. He wants to dump it, and no good. Jalen Edwards just pass deflected. 4th down for the Lightning. Jalen Edwards is hyped.
Play after play after play in that order is what this has been. Kane, Edwards, 4th down.
I mean, man, we should be in Raising Cane's right now because Warren Kane's being out there doing all he can, and, man, he's cooking up a meal. And this Lapeer Lightning team does not want it. I'm telling you that right now.
4th and long, and they'll punt it away. Davison's sure to try and burn off as much as they can here.
Lapeer with the punt. Good punt in the sky.
Gonna let that one roll.
Rolling backwards a little bit. Gonna fall on it finally at the 26-yard line, where Davison will begin their first fourth quarter drive.
Yeah, it'll be an important one. You got to get downfield, but you got to burn that clock too. So it's really just going to be about how effectively they can get those first downs at will. Because, I mean, you want to keep running it off, but if you're not getting them first, it's going to put you in an awkward position, and you don't want to give Lapeer a chance.
.820, 49-40, still the score here from Cardinal Stadium, and this crowd is hyped. I mean, you know what song's playing when the nest is bumping.
Party in the USA.
Always got to be the USA. Here at home, everybody loves it. Davison going back out there. They aren't done yet. You cannot be done. You only have a 9-point lead. Put another score on the board. Put this one away. Hand off to Hill. Breaking through. That first line gets dragged down. It's kind of from behind him. Going to be about a 5-6 yard pickup. Will bring us to 2nd and medium.
And that's the type of gains you really want to see this drive, because that clock's moving and they're getting yards. If you can keep doing that play after play, you're going to really be able to burn a lot of clock.
Offense going into their set again. Edwards in as a fullback, after making that big pass breakup.
Doing it on both sides of the ball. LBU is something else.
Lapeer showing blitz again. A.J. Hill on the run gets dragged down quickly by number 10, Seth Gavin.
Yeah, and a good stop there, clogging up the middle that they've done so well this game. They saw A.J. Hill go right through on that first handoff. Second time around, they said not today. No gain there. 3rd and 4.
Clock still rolling. 3rd and 4, as you said. Put the big man Jackson Clark out. I mean, we already saw him get a tutty. Let's see another one. Let's see a 70-yard big man touchdown. Not likely, but you know.
You never know.
Never know. Going to be Coakley and I believe Buddy out near side. Braylon Farr. AJ in the backfield. He's rolling out. Looking for Coakley, it seems. Evading pressure, throws it. Interception! Not good! Pick 6 by number 22, Talon Sumner. Man, you cannot have that happen if you're Davison. Yes, you have to throw it away. You have to be looking. You cannot just sling it because, man, that just looked like a normal pass.
That's bad news for Davison. That's the momentum for Lapeer. A pick 6. And that's just really a struggle for Davison. We'll have another look at that. He was getting brought down tried to throw it away, and a man right in front of him had the hands on him from behind, and yeah, he's trying to hit that sideline pass, just couldn't.
One hand grab. Let's talk about that.
That was a great pick six.
It was a great pick.
Really good to get in front of Glennie there and not just break up that pass, take it back to the house for a score that they so desperately needed.
Low kick, but it is in. Again, a 2-point game. Now Davison certainly has to get on the board.
Yeah, and you didn't want them to be forced to air it out if you're a Davison fan, because you just want to burn that clock off. They were forced to try and convert on third. A good blitz really made things difficult for Glennie, made the wrong choice, and it cost them.
6:45 now, the official time. Davison going to get the ball back after the pick six. I mean, man, second interception of the year, and it's a pick six in one of your biggest games. Can't have that happen.
Last time we've seen a game this close here between these two sides of Cardinal Stadium, it ended in a game-winning field goal from Lapeer just 2 years ago.
And obviously that night was a hard night for Cardinal fans. I mean,
if they get the ball back, that's all they need, Chayton.
That is all they need. No, Mason, you are 100% correct. And in the past two instances, it was a tie game and they kicked it, but all you need is one. A 1-point win is possible here. So when you're Davison, you need to get a touchdown. Field goals will not work.
Yeah, and it's not just about burning clock now. It's about getting downfield, and yeah, you got to score. There's no doubt about it.
The biggest thing is getting confidence back into Glennie's hands. Because after that, yeah, it's going to eat at him. It's going to suck for him. He's going to feel like it was all his fault, but you cannot let that affect you. When you are the guy leading this team out of the field, you cannot. But man, Buddy has the speed, and if they go back, again, not quite, but
they certainly made things easier for the offense.
Will be a flag on the play. I mean, just man,
a series of huge blocks on that play. Sure to see some response hits for those in the game's final minutes.
Just wow, yeah. Good rush.
They needed that back. They needed those yards, but let's see if it takes them back at all. That flag at the 53, Davison's 47.
And one at the 33. 33, yeah, and the 47.
So that must have been right when Buddy had picked it up. And then the other one in the midst of the return on the near side. Wonder if they might offset one. So on both teams, so they'll offset.
That works.
A lucky break for Davison.
Very lucky, and not lucky for Lapeer. I mean, you're right back in scoring position already, because we know Sawyer can unleash it, and you have to trust him here.
Yeah, he's got to have that confidence. We've seen him bounce back from those mistakes this season. Can he do it again here? 6:36 to go in the fourth quarter. They're on the 40-yard line.
41 to be exact, very close. That means, and we've seen Sawyer throw 50-yard in the air passes. Like, he can do it. So maybe you start off the drive with a run, then you throw a couple short passes, get him confident again. You cannot have your QB, your guy, going out there with nothing but confidence. Looks like.
Wonder if it was an official timeout, because no teams conceded a timeout.
Looks like they're going to kick it again.
Because the penalty's offset, so
which is unlucky for Davison. And that great return, but Buddy's just got to do it again. We'll see what happens now.
We've seen a couple of big returns off kickoff for Davison. Twice already. One got taken back to the house. Can they do it again? They bounced back from those mistakes before. It's just about doing it again.
Sure, he's going to squib it again, maybe to the opposite side this time, because now you know you got Buddy and Micah who could both return. And test out Braylon maybe. We'll see where this kick goes. In the air this time, looking for a return. Buddy again.
Coming that same
we'll see
side.
If that happens. I mean, he has a little bit of space. Breaks by, just tripped up, though, to about the 30-yard line is where he'll stop.
And that little hit he took was huge. It made him lose his footing, and he went down on his own after that. Huge there. Backs him up a hefty distance from where they would have been. Looks to be about 30 yards less than what their last return was.
First down still for the Cardinals. 6:30 left.
Ball placed on the 30 First and 10, Cardinals.
We also want to give a shout out to our amazing crew here at DTV. Can't quite tell exactly who's up there, but everybody's all day been putting in the work on the no school day. As now AJ is trying to put in the work for his squad, breaking up 7-yard rush there. Good job by him breaking through that tackle. I mean, when they got you around your ankles, you just got to hop for it, and that's what he did.
He's always done so well at maneuvering the traffic, breaking those tackles, did so there, and a solid game for the Cardinals that they needed. Clock running now. And not too much more to gain. 3 yards on second down to gain.
Second and short, as you said. Clock going underneath 6 minutes now. Davison has to keep the ball moving. Edwards in the fullback, still A.J. Hill getting the ball again, stopped up nothing, maybe a yard, half a yard.
Just got to chip away, but that might not work here. Third down again. Last time we had a third down in this spot. Glennie threw a pick that cost him a touchdown. You can't have a pick here.
Trust your QB.
You have to here.
And yes, it has been runs in a row. That's all it's been. But give him the rock. Let him do what he does, and I'm sure he will not make anybody regret it. Jackson Clark going out there at the tight end. I'm sure we should probably mention him every time now. Hands it off once again, A.J. Hill. Breaking around.
Has a burst of speed.
It was the right choice. One man leveled with him.
It's going to be a foot race. He breaks the tackle.
And he's in to the house. Big run by A.J. Hill. And man, Gartz with the play call on a big third down. Third down doesn't matter.
Two-score ball game. Two-score ball game. How about it? Bouncing back from a pick six. Let your running back do the work that time. He did just that.
Man, I'm losing my voice, Mason. This game is just so energized. It's insane. We're taking another look at that.
Look at that.
I mean, man, AJ, he stopped at first, shifted around to the outside. The DB just went the wrong angle at him.
He bit at that little stutter. That's exactly what got it for AJ. Huge there. Just those little things that he does that makes him so great.
The hezzy made him do it, and Braylon waddling off the field, giving the touchdown sign. Can't be too upset about that.
The fourth time they've hit 50s this season in scoring, the Cardinals.
Braylon Naves looks like his ankle's a little bit shaken up, but still getting off the field and hyping up the nest.
He's still smiling, too.
I mean, man, you just got a touchdown for your team. Wasn't him directly, but when you're out there on the field, it all still applies. Now, Fergie to kick.
It's good.
And why do we even say it anymore? I mean, we know. But wow, Mason, 56-47. This is a 103-point game combined. You do not see that. Like, very rarely you see that in high school football.
It is nothing short of a classic, Chase, and one of the highest scoring contests between these sides we've had in years.
Holy moly. I mean, that's, wow.
Now it's time for Lapeer to do what they did in the first half and march back downfield. And Chayton, I do think this is the highest scoring game we've seen between these two sides.
Yeah, at least for a long time. I mean, man.
Since Lapeer merged, this is the highest scoring game. It was back in, I believe, 2014 when they first met. 103 points, as you said.
Just crazy.
An absolute classic.
You don't see that in high school football. But, I mean, I'm not mad that I'm seeing it here tonight.
This feels like playoff football.
This has all the energy. It's week 8, Mason. Excuse me, week 9.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Wake up. I mean, man, I'm sleeping a little bit over here.
It's been a long game. It's all right.
Yes.
We're not done yet. Less than 5 minutes to go. Lapeer needs to come up big. They got a 2-possession ball game on their hands now.
Speaking of a long game, officially 2.5 hours since opening kick. Bobbled the return, recovers it now, getting tripped up about the 25-yard line. Chuck Armstead there. tripping Brewer up.
Yep. Go low, go for those legs, take him out, knock out his stride, do whatever you can. Stop that man. That's what he did there. Huge there. Stopped them up, laying their own end, and now Lapeer's going to really try to have to march down and then just go from there.
I mean,
you're stressing, Chayton.
Not stressing, just like, wow, what have I seen here tonight? Olenizik has to go out there and has to command his team to get another touchdown. He hasn't been on the field for a minute. We got to remember, Davison had a whole two offensive drives and then a pick 6 in between there. He's been sitting on the bench for a minute. Might be a little bit cold. You got to warm up. You got to get ready. And right here with this passing set, Harriman coming in quick to pressure him.
Huge hit.
Trey Haidu looking like a hit stick, but he just got up and ate it.
In that first half, he would have broken away, but that time, the secondary man in coverage sliding over after he sees that pass down over. Big time hit there from Haidu. They needed that. That would have been a tutty if he wasn't there.
Haidu just absolutely doing his job as the secondary.
Yeah, just drop the shoulder and put him on the ground. That's exactly what he did.
Now again, bunched up trips to his right, trusting Olenizik with the rock a little bit more. Wide open, man! Number 7, Aiden Houston to the house, and wow! What a back and forth game. We haven't seen this since the De La Salle game, and I feel like we've said that at least 20 times a night.
Both teams, or excuse me, not both teams breaking 50. Never mind, I was right.
Yeah.
Both teams breaking 50. I don't remember the last time I've seen this happen in a Davison football game. We'll have a look at that right now.
I mean,
it was wide open.
There's no doubt. Wide open is the only word for it. Nobody near him, man. I mean, just blown coverage there, and you're lucky Olenizik did a great job scanning his options.
Absolutely.
Because you could tell that was probably his last option.
Yeah, it was on his blind side.
Yeah. So it's a great job by him.
We've seen him do a great job this game, no doubt. One of the most composed quarterbacks we've seen in the SVL.
Going for 2.
They need
Gonna
it.
Be close.
They're
It's a
trying to
fumble. Who gets on
it's
it?
still
It's
loose. They blew it dead.
Gonna be good for Lapeer. They're calling Lapeer with the 2-point conversion. Now only a 1-point game, Mason.
Now, do they go for an onside kick? Or do they trust their defense?
And I heard a whistle, and then it went down.
And if you go for the onside kick, you better hope their hands team doesn't have a chance with it. Because if you get that, they're running out the clock. And, man, this is the highest scoring game with 1 point higher of a stat line since Southfield in 2017 as a season opener.
A historical game, and it's not over yet.
Not even close.
And have a look at our DTV crew in the control room, putting it on all for you. Shout out to them. Shout out to all the crew here and all the media bringing this wonderful football game to you guys at home.
Rex, Chris, and Landon all in there doing their job. Sure they love it. 4:12 left in this game, Mason. Doesn't seem like you should be saying that, but this is it. It's coming down to the wire, man.
28 points that they've scored off that left side corner.
Just crazy.
It's crazy. No other words for it. I mean, what a game.
And after this one, I'm sure Gartz is going to be looking at a secondary a little bit, deciding what changes to make, because there got to be some. And, you know, when you put A.J. Hill out there on the receiving team, you're expecting the onside kick. You got your linebackers in the front to block. A.J., Buddy, Wesley still having one receiver in the back just in case. A little bit of a weird onside formation to say, but just in case they decide to somehow kick it both ways, they're ready.
Yeah, because there's still a good amount of time on the clock for how close it is. They're treating it like there's nothing left, though.
10 yards. Has to go 10 yards, no matter what.
Breaking the 50, and they'll just boot it instead.
And he's going to let it run for a touchback.
Can't be mad at that.
Not at all. You were ready for the onside. You came out. Now Davison has to put this one, put Lapeer in the coffin.
This drive's got to be flawless.
For all the marbles.
You got to be as sharp as you ever were in this game.
I mean, man, You got Mr. Pigger out there watching the game.
He's stressing.
He is stressing, but that's the face of a great principal.
Oh, there it is.
And a great smile that is. 4:12 left in this game, 55-56. I mean, man, back and forth is the only way to describe this. That's it.
Absolutely. Has to be one of the best games we've seen in the state this year.
Easily. That De La Salle game was something, but man, with this rivalry, it makes it even better. AJ with the handoff,
Nice
breaking
spin.
free, breaks past two, trying to break a third, can't quite do it. Keeps the clock rolling, and that's what Davison wants right now.
Doing what he does best. We got a down Cardinal. Oh, pops back up. He seems to be all right.
Coakley just got the wind knocked out of him.
Yep. Just had to get some air going through.
Under 4, it keeps ticking now. 1 point game, I mean, man, just what a game. Absolutely what a game.
And we still got 3.5 minutes to play. That clock's moving right now after that 4-yard rush. And they're loading up that line.
Glennie now hands it off to AJ again, trusting his running back, and he does just that. Going to be a first down for the Cardinals, as there's some extracurriculars that's not helping.
Flags flying in, separating.
Going to see who they call that on. Buddy Banks-Williams and number 5, Logan Bruce, getting into it.
He lost his helmet, so you wonder who the aggressor was there. I didn't catch it till the tail end of it.
I mean, we'll see what the Whitecap says, but just what happened?
Yeah, and more importantly, why are you doing it at this point in the game? Because the stakes are so high now. Now that stops the clock. It looked like they were good for the first down. Let's see what he says.
On Lapeer. Wow, just on Lapeer. You're not going to be mad when you're Davison.
Considering Buddy was the only one that lost his helmet, you had to think, if you weren't watching the whole thing, that he might have been the one on the tail, like on the receiving end.
3:19 now. Clock will roll as the ball gets set. There it goes. 1 point game still. Fourth quarter, 3 minutes left. This is where you have to put it away. There is no doubt going to be a timeout by the Cardinals, it appears.
Yeah, it looks like Coakley was trying to run off late. Might have had too many men on the field. And yeah, they'll call a timeout. 1st and 10, stops them on the 45. Stops us at 3:06.
Not good for clock management, but at least you don't get a penalty.
Yeah, you gotta have your guys on the same page going back out there, because this drive is far from over. There's still a lot of time left on that clock, and you still got a couple of plays to make before you can let it run off and call this one quits.
Good to see what Gartz, if he changes the play when he comes out of this huddle.
Okay. Look at little man go on the screen. Little Mike Williams, youngling out there, putting his moves on the big screen. He's hyped up for the rest of this drive. Hope you are too at home or here. This game's not over.
Yeah, why wouldn't you be hyped? 3 minutes, and this is prime time, Mason. Hand it off to AJ. AJ barreling through. 4-yard gain on the play. Keep that clock rolling.
And AJ looked like he had a slight limp. He's walking it off. Looks to be fine now, and that clock's moving. That's what they like to see. Got to keep getting them first downs, though.
First downs is what's going to help them out. Lapeer does still have 3 timeouts, so I'm sure after the next first down they will start to call those. Try to keep it, manageable. Hopefully get the ball back. 1 score wins this, Mason. 1 score wins it. And if you're Davison, you can't let them score and then get the 2-point, because then that's overtime. You don't want that. Hill, though.
Gets stopped up rather short there.
Good plays by that that Lightning defensive line and those DBs. Talon Sumner coming down
And I'm sure that offense frustrated that they couldn't get a first down out of those rushes, and Lapeer are going to start using those timeouts now as we're getting close to that 2-minute mark, Jayton.
Going to take a step away for a short second. 2:17, 56-55. Cardinals with the lead. Back after that timeout, and going to be a third down. Going to see if they go through the air here. I mean, they've ran it consistently. You want that clock to run, but you need the first.
Yeah, they got a pair set out to the right, but that line is loaded up.
Glenny talking to his O-line. Lapeer showing a heavy blitz. We'll see it. Tries
They're trying to
get them
catch
off
them,
sides.
yeah.
He's hoping.
Can't blame him.
Switching sides, A.J. Hill. This is a telltale run, and Hill gets about 2 or 3, maybe just 1. That's what they're going to call him.
Yeah, he's not going to get much more out of that. With that heavy of a blitz, like you mentioned before the play.
Now it's a 4th down. And Mason, do you punt? Because if you get in field goal range, this game is over.
Yeah, you gotta trust your defense here, I think.
You think so? You can't go for it. You don't think that? I mean,
because that just makes it that much easier for Lapeer.
It's a tough call.
It really is.
Because if you punt, yes, you're voluntarily giving them the ball back, but they still have to go 80, 70 yards to get into the end zone in 2 minutes. If you go for it and you don't succeed, that's even better field position. But if you get it, the clock keeps rolling and you're almost guaranteed to win this game.
They got 5 yards to gain still. Cardinals with just 1 timeout left. Lapeer with a pair.
It looks like they're possibly going for it. Glenny, the whole offense is still out there.
It's a gutsy call.
Never mind. They're changing everybody out.
And that would have been very gutsy indeed.
That would have been a very
guards.
gutsy call. I mean, hey, Sawyer's a quarterback. Let's remember this.
Yeah.
There is a possibility of a fake punt here. And that is a benefit when
would
you have
be
your quarterback
even more
back.
gutsy.
Even more gutsy. But I'm sure it's Weingart's. We know this man has a tricky mind. We'll see what happens here. Doesn't even look like they're putting anybody back deep.
Man, that's needed to happen already, man. I'm tired of waiting. I want to see what's happening.
Lightning not putting anybody back. So as long as Sawyer can get this to bounce out of bounds. No, finally getting him.
1 timeout left.
Finally getting back. Sawyer ready to boot it away. That Lightning, they look like they're ready to rush and do what they got to do. We'll see what happens. It is a punt. Sawyer with a good one, low line drive.
That'll take a good bounce.
Good bounce inside the 20.
About as good as you could have asked for.
2:02. And man, everybody here is wondering what's about to happen.
This Davison defense has really stepped up this half. Can they make one last push? A turnover, a stop, just anything to get the ball out of Lapeer's hands, out of Olenizik's hands.
The secondary has been an issue for Davison today. You have to figure that out. First down from the 18-yard line. Olenizik with the ball and the game in his hands, dropping back to pass. Getting pressured quick, and it's sacked by guess who? Number 15, Tyler Dosh.
Could not have started that drive any better for the Davison defense. Only thing that would have been better is putting them back in the end zone, and they're that much closer now after that sack.
I'm sure that takes the edge off for everybody just a little bit.
Not quite yet. They still got 2 more downs to do it on.
Olenizik
on their own 10.
Dropping back, throwing it short, quick. Armstead keeps the tackle. Good job by him, bringing him bound. Number 7, Aiden Hustis.
And way to keep your hands on him. Finish the tackle, not losing that one any day of the week for Chuck. He's finishing that play. One more stop.
Lapeer getting to the line quick. 3rd and 11. Trips to his left, his right.
10 to gain now.
Carter Harriman and his defense have to get a stop. Olenizik has time. Looking short, incomplete, 4th down, Lightning. Wow, Mason, what a game.
One more.
What a defense.
One more. That's all this Davison team needs. They've done it 3 times, still 10 to gain. 4th down on their own 17. Can Lapeer pull off another last-minute winner in Cardinal country?
This stadium is shaking. It is literally shaking right now. With this Davison defense, they are in Lapeer's head. And Olenizik has to get the ball out of his hands before any of those dominating D linemen get to him.
Still heavy coverage in the secondary. It looks like it's what we're going to see. Trips out to the right. That's been burning Davison all night. He's looking that way.
Breaks through quick. He's looking, and it's incomplete. Davison makes a great 4-and-out stop on the Lightning here. 51 seconds left, and a 1-point, most likely a 1-point victory here in Cardinal Stadium to end this season.
Their best defensive stand of the night could not have come at a better time in this ball game. 51 seconds ago, that's a Lapeer turnover on downs. Cardinals have it back 17 to the end zone. Let's see if they can put a cherry on top of this one.
Mason, our emotions have been so high this game. And you realize it when you're here and you're at the game, watching and feeling this stadium shake. This defense went out there and made sure they had their hometown behind them. And man, what a game. Just gonna need the ball in victory formation.
Lapeer still with a timeout to burn. Quits to kneel it though.
Calls a timeout. They don't need it. You run 2 more plays and this game is over, Mason. Davison knows it. The team knows it. The crowd knows it. The SVL knows it, Mason. Davison are going to walk out of here Saginaw Valley League champions.
Undefeated.
Undefeated regular season after 2 more snaps. Guard's calling his team over. Maybe they're going to pull out some trickery. I mean, man, why not?
Their first undefeated regular season since that COVID year where it was a shortened regular season. Before that, they went to the finals, still lost 2 games that year. Boy, is this Davison squad looking strong.
Their last 9-0 season, a full season, was 2016 when they swept through the SVL and the entire state of Michigan. And just wow, this is giving me glimpses of 2019 Davison Cardinals, that state championship team. They have the guts, they have the grit, they have everything a winning football team needs, and they're showing it.
Another
One more
kneel.
knee and that's it. And these fans are going to go crazy. Clock is under 40. He can knee it whenever he wants. And wow, Mason, what a game.
One for the books.
1 point, 56-55. A 1 point, let's not say win yet. 1 point win, Mason. That's the game. Davison erupts, taking down the Lapeer Lightning and boasting a 9-0 regular season.
How about it, Chayton? How about that?
That's what every player on this team is saying right now. And just, man, Lapeer came into this game and put up a fight.
You gotta respect Lapeer.
Davison was not expecting it, but they came out and they were the better team in the second half, and they put it to them. And as we said, that extra point miss,
that's what got them.
It killed this game. And Lapeer ends their regular season 5-4, while the Cardinals win the SPL Red with a perfect 9-0 record.
You got to give Lapeer their respect. Got to be one of the best 5-4 teams we've seen in some time after that display tonight. But, man, Davison did what Davison does. They came back in the second half and put it on ice. And, again, just that defensive stand. 4 straight lockdown plays.
Hopefully going to have our lockdown player here soon. Going to be a special number 3. And, man, what a game from him. What a great game from the whole team. 56-55 is the final score here from Cardinal Stadium as Davison once again finishes their regular season of the 2023 season undefeated.
Let's send it down to Michaela with Buddy Banks Williams.
I'm here with number 3, Buddy Banks Williams, and this is their 9th win in a row for their regular season. What are you looking for the rest of your senior season, Buddy?
We want to go for a chip, man. We want to go all the way. I think we got the willpower. Once we just got showed on the field, and that's what we did tonight. We got 9-0, and now we're going to go 14-0.
So what are you looking for? What's your guys' big goal? What do you guys want to step up more to improve your game?
Offensively and defensively, we came out a little bit slow, but obviously we brought it back up, and, you know, just Cardinal Nation.
So senior year, what are you going to do after high school? What college do you think you want to go to? What are your outlooks after this?
I don't know, but I definitely want to go for football, so you know, I want to keep going for football and just, I don't know.
Congratulations, buddy. 9th win in a row. And also, happy birthday, Weingarts. Hope you're having a great day.
Man, what a game. De La Salle, Granville, Traverse City Central, Saginaw Heritage, Saginaw United, South Lyon, Carmen Ainsworth, Grand Blanc, and finally Lapeer. None of them could hold up to Davison.
Could not have capped it off with a better win. There's not much more to be said about this, man. What a season.
What a season. That's the bottom line. All these guys, especially the seniors, so happy to go out like this.
We got playoff football coming up.
Selection Sunday is 2 days away, Mason, and I am so ready for that.
Yeah.
Could see a possible rematch of this game or even the Grand Blanc game, and man, if it's this game, you know both teams are coming in completely different.
Yeah, we're in for a treat, man. It's far from over for this Davison side.
I mean, man, that's all we got. 56-55, final here from Cardinal Stadium. Thank you all for tuning in. Chayton Harris here with my co-announcer, Mason Palmentier, and we will see you guys for playoffs.